No.
See, I don't think in context that works. Though.
No, it
Yo,
works
you know what
perfectly.
you could do instead of swearing?
We are live now.
Well,
Hi.
what?
Hi.
Hello.
Hello?
Go
Hi,
to
what's
the
up?
Discord chat, right?
Yeah. Oh God. What?
Uh,
And do that instead of swearing.
True. Good call.
but
Good call. Good call.
I'm Apley, I trusted you. I was trying to figure out like why I'm looking at either the general and the dread throne category, trying to figure it out, and then like, oh, maybe the VC. Like, oh my god, I can't believe you're starting this again already. Why?
Oh,
And
jeez.
it wasn't me this time.
I mean, it's fine. All right, so where were we? I don't remember anything. I've been dead for several times.
Well,
What's going on?
before we actually go back into the and to do the recap one. I think though it has been quite some time. I will do the recap, and everyone will get a recap die. I think so. I will be doing it.
Oh,
So, but I believe we had a topic we wanted to discuss before we wanted to play the game tonight. Jade?
I would like to discuss it. I feel like it's worth discussing. I feel like
Oh,
it's something that is on everybody's mind. Anything related to D&D is going to have the same question there, and that is, really? And are we going to continue supporting Wizards of the Coast? If you haven't read up on the OGL stuff, Legal did a good video on it. Pack Tactics has done several good videos on it, um, and just search for W Wizards of the Coast in any news outlet, and you will be flooded with more information than you could ever dream of. Long story short, capitalism.
yeah.
Yeah, also, D&D Shorts. While I normally am not that big a fan of his content personally, has been in contact with, people who actually work at Wizards and working with a couple of other, like, big D&D YouTubers and has, like, I think probably the most complete explanation of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
To the best of my knowledge from everything I've seen anyway.
I did watch D&D shorts, and out of all the OGO videos, which I've watched a lot, he did have the most basic that was able for anyone who's not a content creator to understand what's going on. I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
So that being said, uh, I understand that three of us stream the campaign and whatnot. However,
Hmm.
there's two players in here that don't stream the whole thing, and I would like to ask before we more going down the road, Aisley and Bradical, what are your two thoughts on the OGL, and what are you personally going to be doing going for the future?
Hmm. Well, what's been going on? I'm not really affected by it because I've never been putting out content related to it. Um,
So Hasbro,
but
sorry.
you can continue.
So Hasbro, who owns Wizards of the Coast, if you didn't know, is trying to overhaul how they're able to monetize third-party content. And if you make over a certain their initial draft was that if you make over a certain threshold of money, you owe them a percentage of your profits. A ridiculous percentage of the profits, a higher percentage of the profits than you have to pay like Steam or the Google App Store, which actually give you hosting and DRM services. They have since realized that, oh my gosh, everybody hates us, and have been walking it back. The newest one that they released, yesterday or earlier today, I forget which, still had wording in it where if you make third-party content, you waive your ability to sue or arbitrate in a class action suit against Wizards of the Coast. So like, they're trying to force the hand of anybody who makes third-party D&D content and are effectively destroying the goodwill of everybody who likes D&D for what it is. The other question is, what does that mean for content creators who do D&D stuff? Is this going to affect, well, us? Now, kobolds are a fantasy race, goblins are a fantasy race, minotaurs are a fantasy race. We are not Wizards of the Coast branded races. This would be more appropriate for somebody who's like a Tabaxi VTuber, for example. But the question is still raised and is still valid, is what does this mean for anybody who creates content as with D&D or as somebody who is involved in D&D or using D&D? It creates a whole bunch of really, really messy questions that affect a lot of us directly.
Well, what I would say is it's unfortunate that this is happening. However, all companies try and do this eventually, right? Just not all at once. And I feel like I'm going to continue doing my thing with D&D. However, I'm not going to sing their praises or anything because obviously it's a scummy thing to do. But if I tried to embargo every company that does scummy things, I wouldn't be alive, you know? Well, with my know-how.
And Brad?
I'm not affected by it personally, but like at the same time, it's incredibly infuriating to know that there is people who are affected by it, and incredibly unfair to them. And I will be damned if I give a cent to them while they're still trying to word. I'm not good at wording. Trying to word, and then I'm also getting a call right now from a friend, and I'm trying
Tell
to
them we say hi.
I will, but I'm perfectly fine using a different system or anything as long as it means not supporting them. But at the same time, if you guys decide, you know what, let's continue doing 5e, I'm fine with that. I'm not going to be like, you know what, screw you guys, I'm out of the campaign, or whatever.
Which personally I do very much appreciate.
Yeah, it just no matter the decision, I'm all cool. But I'm not necessarily like, it's not that I don't care about it, is what I'm saying. It's just that I understand that we're kind of already into this and learning a new not mechanic, but
set of mechanics.
Yeah, set of mechanics, but I'm perfectly fine learning like Pathfinder or something like that. But it does take time to do.
True.
And I think it's also important to acknowledge that based on the history of this campaign specifically.
So now we don't have the fifth person, but we can always ask Assassino at a later time if he is continuing and whatnot. Personally, we were mentioning before, I am as person running it, I'm completely fine with switching systems. It just we would probably most likely be running 5e at least for a couple more sessions while everyone makes their characters transition them over to the new system. We learn the new system. Whether or not that's going to be Pathfinder 2e, which I do own majority of books. I believe Jade, you also own a majority of the books as well.
Yes.
For Pathfinder 2e.
Well, a lot of them are free now as well.
True, and there's a lot of free resources, so it is very incentive are incentivizing to just do that just for the sake of ease. But there also are a bunch of other tabletop RPGs coming out or are being announced due to this whole OGL fiasco. I mean, Kobold Press is coming out with their Black Flag table RPG. You have people like Instructaboy coming out with Requiem, I believe, something like that. There's a bunch of new tabletop RPGs, and I will say that I do. Yeah, there'll definitely be some good ones. But with the whole OGL, either way from what Wizards have done, not really having the community trust them anymore. With all these new RPGs coming out, there's also going the community that we love called D&D right now is also going to be split between all these different RPGs. Whereas, you have people saying between 5e versus 2e for like examples, or Pathfinder 2e versus 5e. You're going to get more people like, oh, this system's so much better than this system and whatnot, and I feel like the community is just going to fracture. So we will. So what everyone's thoughts, Sprig, Jade, Radical, Aisley. Do you think we would like to continue with 5e in the future without supporting WotC, which technically would be hard to do? We could try to make it work, or would we rather switch different system? The world is still going to stay the same. You don't have to worry about any of the lore changing. Because this is all completely homebrew anyway.
I'll let Sprig go first, but I have a couple. I have my 2 cents, of course. I have
Likewise.
opinions. This might shock you.
Shocking.
So for me, D&D has been like a. I think I can say fairly safely that D&D has kind of been a core part of my life for a very long time. It's always been my safe space. It's always been like the heart of the hobby for me. So did this move really like hurt on a deep and personal level? That I now feel threatened, like with a court case over my head if I dare to write new content or stream my D&D campaign or just play D&D with homebrew? So like, my trust in Wizards of the Coast is gone, like, 0. I'm personally boycotting anything Hasbro, not that I bought much from them other than D&D products anyway. I'm still okay with playing the system, because the system is the system, and it's not gonna be any different. It's playing it with people that makes it fun. I am just of the mind that I'm not gonna give them more money. I'm not gonna write any more of my own homebrew for the system. I'll play in games for it, I'll continue running my campaigns for it, if I'm legally safe to do that. But like, it feels like it was stolen from me, kind of.
That's valid.
Yeah.
That's a valid standpoint.
I'm kind of in similar mindset, to be honest, because this is the first tabletop RPG that I actually learned how to play was 5e.
I am of a similar result, but a completely different mindset, which is, I think, might be interesting. For me, role playing is acting, right? And the system is just what you happen to be using to manage the randomization and the customization of the board game aspect of it. You don't need a system to act. And as from where I've always stood, D&D has been a necessary evil in the sense that it's the default. It's the system that everybody knows. Everybody knows Dungeons and or Dragons, and nobody knows any of the hundreds of other outstanding, well-designed systems. I could probably list a dozen systems that people have never heard of that I would say have always been better than Dungeons and Dragons. So I don't have this tie to it that like Sprig or Kashak do. from my perspective, well, at the same time, and also I've never been a D&D kobold. I am a video game character that I'm not a D&D character. That's always been a thing on my channel. So it's not going to affect me like professionally and as a streamer, anyways. In this sense. So from my standpoint, I think this is a wonderful opportunity for people to start exploring systems. Like, there are wonderful systems out there. Pathfinder is probably gonna rise to be the one of the most popular, certainly. But there's so many systems that I've seen get brushed under the rug. Monster Care Squad, Pathfinder is the obvious one, but Lancer, Dungeon World, there's just a laundry list of fantastic systems that I hoped that more people have the opportunity to try, and I will be boycotting Wizards of the Coast for both monetary and as a content creator for screen time going forward, not including this campaign. If people want to continue 5th edition for this campaign, I'm perfectly okay with that, because, well, this is a group of people that I enjoy being with and that I want to keep this campaign going. Though I would, I'm not going to pressure anything. I wouldn't be opposed to trying out a new system. I'm rarely opposed to trying out a new system in general.
So,
But that's where I stand.
and I think that's fine. As for other systems, I mean, there's systems that I play and whatnot that are not fantasy related and whatnot. So I would not change the campaign though. Those type of systems, such as like Starfinder or Vampire the Masquerade and whatnot, because those are just completely different genres and whatnot.
True.
So, from what I've been looking at, Pathfinder 2e is the most simplistic one to go to. Not like in the sense of rules, but it's like just easy to convert because that's what everyone converting to. But there's also a system that I've been keeping an eye on called Zwei Handler. That I'm not quite sure if it would fit for everyone. It is more of they list it as a Gothic horror fantasy RPG, in the sense that you have your sword, your axes, and whatnot. I'm not quite sure it would technically fit for the setting we are playing in with all the diverse things. I would say Pathfinder 2e is the easiest to go over because they have numerous races that are already in print that cover majority of everyone. They have you have your elves, you have your human, those are easy. Like the D&D Tri-Train, they have their own insectile whatnot, beastkin. Be any beast you want. For
open, which is nice.
Yeah, for Asana and for Eva, they have equivalent ancestries for that as well. And also the classes are pretty similar. Eva would go from fighter to fighter, unless you would like to change something sprig along the way. We can do that if you want to check out all the other stuff. And would probably just go be your standard wizard, maybe a witch, depending on if you wanted to go that route. I mean, Finnegan is obvious. Finnegan goes Gunslinger. Gunslinger is an actual supported class in Pathfinder.
I have no idea with Pathfinder. I don't know anything about the system.
Sorry.
I'm not against it in any way. I'm actually interested to see more of 2nd edition Pathfinder. I have a lot of negative memories of 1st edition Pathfinder.
Same. I do not respect 1st edition Pathfinder for game dev reasons that I don't need to get into right here. But
I got banned. Like, one of my first characters in Pathfinder 1st edition, actually, both my characters in Pathfinder 1st edition got banned from their campaigns. One of them before the campaign even started, because I accidentally broke the system.
Oh. Well, the good thing is, if we did switch over to Pathfinder 2e, I have no idea how to break the system, but I do have a good friend. I do have a good friend who has been teaching me and will letting me play in a game coming up. For folks who might know him, Rook the Bardling. He has been teaching me a lot about the system, and he's going to be running a off-stream campaign, so that way everyone, including my DM, who DM'd me for Wednesdays and whatnot, is going to be in there and learning a new system. So I will say I think that is the safest option for us to go to. But for now, at least for this manner, whether or not you folks finish this manner, this session, That's up in the air, depending on how this goes. As well, we'll get the recap in soon. Pathfinder seems to be the easiest way forward. If we don't end up liking Pathfinder 2e, with the lore is there, but we might have to take a break to learn a new system and do the default setting in that system, or try something else. Now, I will say, for the sake of everyone who is streaming it, Aisley, even though I would be excited to, we will not be doing a Vampire the Masquerade if we have to start a new game.
Yeah, no worries.
It is not necessarily the family-friendly motive of the campaign.
Yeah.
If anyone has any understanding of the World of Darkness.
Kashak,
Now-
it might be, just for Kashak, just for your reference though, it might be worth holding out to see what Black Flag offers though, just because that is probably going to be very much up your alley.
Sure. I absolutely love Kobold Press. I own several of their products. Cough, folks, if you have not done Kobold Press, please wait till Black Flag comes out, and then just bombard them support if you want to, if you have the means to do so.
Also, 13th Age is another one that's very adaptable to settings and character designs.
So I've heard there's an
I've also
old.
been working on a system too.
Well, if it push comes to, we can always try Sprig's system if we want to do that. We're already testing out the fighter class, so I'm amicable to do that. But for now, I think that the preference is we're all open to changing system, and I think that in the future that is what we will be doing
At some point.
at some point. Not in the immediate. Not maybe the next. Definitely not. No. I've done too much writing. I have the map already set up. Not today. I'm sorry. You guys. All right. So I don't know if folks at all saw Jade the Kobold's thumbnail for Jade's stream tonight. I'm sorry. That thumbnail last time we played. Yeah. You guys are 6 to 8 sessions ahead of time right now, and that's completely fine. That's why I had you guys leveled up.
It's a little thing I like to call sequence breaking.
As you would say, we want to call a pro gamer move.
On this episode of Sequence Break.
Have the Earth Elemental charge the manor.
Hell yeah! What do you mean?
It's a little thing
Sorry.
called making friends.
Sorry, not the Earth Elemental, the Bermalite Elemental. Sorry, my bad. I even forgot my own custom mineral. So
I'm selling cookies.
you are not Girl Scouts. No, Finnegan, you're not selling cookies. Don't even try to hit me with that. But nonetheless, I think we're all in agreement on that, and I hope that everyone who is watching can respect that. If you're watching us for the sake of 5e, well, we'll be doing 5e for a couple more sessions.
I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
No, that was great.
We will be we will be doing 5e for a couple more sessions at least. Now, this only applies to me for the context of my other games that I stream. Those are currently up in the air, but going forward, we are continuing going forward with Grim Hollow. And that is a 5e system. If Ghostfire Gaming comes out with their own system, I will be immediately switching over that for those campaigns. But for the context right now, we will continue 5e for all games that I currently run on Twitch. Hopefully I don't get subpoenaed, summoned, then thrown in the Watsy dungeon and never to be seen again. Hopefully that does not happen. I would be very sad. But anyways, folks, the past month we've had a lot of dark moments. But I think it's all time to jump into where we last left off and, bring some smiles to people with a dark moment. Yay!
By killing a slaver.
Still dark, but guess what? It's all right because now we're actually going to be playing. Now,
At least we're gonna be killing him, It's not gonna be.
or will you? You don't know who's up there. All you remember seeing is a person in a white robe with a mask. That's all you remember, at least.
All I'm saying is that if you TPK us, you're racist. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, that's the end of session. I'm
Highly
sorry.
diverse party.
A little problematic, honestly. It's just.
All right, folks, I'm sorry. We have to end session here because it was found out that Kashak needs to get canceled right away on Twitter. You know, go do the post. Hashtag cancel Kashak. Go make a trend. Let's go, folks.
Harsh but fair.
Bro, if I had like a massive audience, do you know how many things that would make trend on Twitter?
You know something? I'm sorry. No, I might actually do have to actually end session because I need to go start making my apology video and upload it to YouTube.
Fair. I was in a dark
And
place
then,
at that time.
and then I can be put on a tier list of being in F tier for apology videos. Okay. No, enough chit chat, enough games. It's time to get serious. Now, folks, last we left off, the party. No, why don't we actually bring you guys down a trip to memory lane? It has been a little bit, so folks, welcome to what's known as the Thronewood, here on the continent of Elios in the world of Luminon. Now, when we first started, people were. Okay. The party was converging on a little-known hamlet, village, town, whatever you would like to call it, known as Briar Glen. Now here, two people awoke in the middle of the night. The Waspmen. I actually just forgot the character name because it's not here today. I didn't bother looking. Isha woke up in a cell alongside N. And on the other side of the wood, we had two refugees fleeing their compound from the Flightless Peaks. And there was just Finnegan in a bar. Now, the party had met up in a tavern owned by the one and only Jodfield, who they were sent to a mining encampment, or a mining cave. Not really a cave, more on the other, a quarry, if you would. And here, the party, getting to know each other a little bit more, discovered some people were being dicks to this quarry, and a elemental by the name of Kozlik awoken and was very angry. Now, with some quick thinking from Asana, who then made a deal with Kozlik to bring them back to the town of Briarglen. Shenanigans went afoot. Now, what the party should have done, probably go get Jodfield, get paid, and I'll be on the merry way. That's not what happened, though. And I'm going to go hand it over to each and every one of you, in your own character's eyes, what happened last session. Starting with Bradical. Hey, Finnegan, you had a job, and, where did that job take you?
You know, I have been abducted, sort of.
You've been abducted. How so?
I'm too scared to say anything to the giant rock thing. So he's just kind of moving me around. And I'm just not going to fight it. I choose. It can crush my bones at a glance. I'm not squishy per se, but compared to a giant rock monster, I might as well be goo.
Honestly, that is a fair comparison, and you were brought to the manor of Briar's Glen, to the founding family's manor, to be a fact. And now, that's your take, Radical. And you are, more of a outsider, onlooker, observer. What was your take of the whole situation after the quarry with the Bermlight golem known as Kozlik?
Well, repelling the miners there was easier than expected. They looked like they were dumb enough to tough it out, but they ran Um, luckily, maybe. Kozlik, he he seems very forthcoming and honest. We like Kozlik. I sent him after the guy that keeps waving around his boomstick, and we went back to Briar Glen.
Yes, that would be the Finnegan who got abducted, was it not?
I've only shot like one bullet.
But you were
What's
waving
about to
around
change?
the boomstick.
He
Yeah.
should
Don't worry
just
about that.
educate himself
No,
on, how to
no,
speak
no, don't
primordial.
worry. Probably just due to Kozlik alone. Now you could try to dissuade the angry person in the white attire at the top of the balcony, whatnot. But I think you would have to worry more about dissuading Kozlik before you did that. But that's okay because no, there is a guardian among the party, a true untrue fighter and survivor of the commune. And that was eyes what happened last session, Thrig.
Um, in Ava's eyes, nothing so far has just been as simple as what was on the face of it. What appeared to be a dumb drunkard with a debt was actually the owner of the bar that she threw outside. And then they gave us the job to go to the mine and collect the rock, but then the rock was alive. And we had to bring it back to town so that we could address that with the bar owner, who then turned out wasn't actually the one that wanted this stuff in the first place, and it was the noble, I believe it is. I gotta check my notes, it's been a while.
Let me help you out there. If I go to my NPCs, no, no, there was a middleman, which was Jotville, and Jotville
Yeah.
was brought to the manor. I actually did not write down the manor. I have Fred and George. Then I have the orc boy wrong, but I didn't actually write down the manor. I probably let me check out my offline notes
The manner of David Glenn?
of David Glenn. Is that the NPC? Oh, and it's right there.
David Lestrus Glenn.
Thank you. Could you type that on chat? That way everyone knows, at least in the Roll20 chat.
Pardon?
Thank you, James. All right, and I will. There we go. That is now noted in at least on the Roll20 stuff. So now you're in. Jodville was brought to the manor of David Lestrus Gren. That is the person who did want the bird fight. But yeah, so far.
Yeah, and then it had come to light that David Glenn was also a slaver, and that was just... There has been a lot of bad stuff going on for a little while, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Not everything is seen in this quite peaceful town. And last but not least, of course, the wonderful patron herself, Asana. Could you recall what happened in the past 24 hours?
We were told to collect stone from a quarry. We got there and found that the stone was actually the meat being harvested from the living body of a creature. This could not stand, so I helped the creature stand up out of the ground, and, well, I also am not made of meat, so in the same way that this creature is made of earth and stone. And, well, I took a liking to it. In a short conversation, we came to a term. This creature the parts of this creature was supposed to be brought back to the town. I decided perhaps, but no one really wanted to naysay it, that it would be only fitting to bring the creature in full form to the town so that they can see what's going on with their body. Upon arriving in the town, we were forwarded to... we found the location of the sorcerer who has been commissioning this grisly act, and, well, understandably, Kozlik, the creature who was having these atrocities committed against, wanted to go speak with them, and frankly, I do too.
And last but not least, the most important NPC that everyone met, everyone loved, and unfortunately for them, they were whisked away from their home by the action of the Fauna. We can't forget about the little Burnlight Golem Gumby, who's having a very terrible day thanks to the action of the party.
Nice, fine, don't worry about it.
Oh, sure, you're just petting Bertha, his pet basilisk. Next thing you know, he's just tiny and almost just taller than a blade of grass. Definitely not having a good day. But as per the inspiration rules, as everyone has now given their version of the recap, and this will not be the time. This will not be the same going forward next time. Someone will be able to do the recap, and they will be the only one giving the recap session die. But for right now, everyone, if you do not remember what the recap die is, you can go into your handouts and look at inspiration rules. A quick little reminder: it is always there, plus the main lore piece of the whole world. An inspiration that can be used for the inspiration rules can be used to reroll a natural one or give advantage to a d20 roll. And you must decide if you want an advantage. You must decide before you roll. The recap d6 die is available for that session only and acts as a bardic inspiration, where it can be used on a attack roll, saving throw, or an ability check, added to the d20 roll. Now you are all level 6, so this d6 is actually going to be upgraded to a d8 as per scaling of the bard.
Yo.
So everyone has a D8 recap inspiration die going forward for this session only. Now, my advice is, I'm sorry.
So I have a stockpile of these, and you said before that other inspirations for other things do only the recap inspiration is the one that goes away at the end of the day.
Yes.
You can stockpile other inspiration dice, correct?
Yeah, you can stockpile inspiration to a maximum of 3.
I'm capped.
Okay. Well, so the inspiration you're capped, but the recap die you have for this session. Or if you get any other effect that will give you a bardic inspiration die, aka the bard that is with you, you can as well use that bardic inspiration die within the next 10 minutes. But let's just get familiarized with the current map going forward. Now, I have made a little bit of adjustments, and I have actually started using a new feature for this campaign going forward, as long as we roll 20. People who have played Roll20 and whatnot probably familiar with it, but you folks can't see outside currently, other than through some small windows, correct? If you zoom out. All right. So we are now effectively going forward in the campaign using dynamic lighting, meaning walls will actually hinder your line of sight. So it'll be up to the party to coordinate, at least on maps that are inside. For example, everyone should be correctly, if they have dark vision or not, and the room should be correctly lit. Let's say if we drag a fauna down this way very quick, you can see down this hallway, correct?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Now, before the end of last session, you all came in. Kozlik came through a bunch of guards out of the way. The water has been disturbed, and out on top of the balcony currently is standing a white-robed figure who had at the doorway thrown up a wall of white flame. And one of the guards who was currently in the doorway trying to escape got caught in this and now is burned away. Now, Isha is on the outside, and you can no longer see your insectile companion as well as his draconic companion, Fork, or your employer, Jottaville, currently, they are all outside. The rest of you, currently in this manner, staring up at the white-robed figure, looks down over all of you, motionlessly, just looking at you, each one, trying to figure. Well, without the expression, you probably would not be able to know what he's trying to do. Just looking over all of you. He puts his hands on the balcony, resting them almost in a prostrated stance if he was kneeling on a pew. But currently he's standing.
Okay.
His left hand pointed finger currently tapping slowly. What do you all do?
So tell me about this statue right here.
Ah, yes, the statue that I believe we actually had the symbol on the previous map. Let me go currently get that symbol again because I did a new map to update. So on that symbol, whatnot, there was this symbol currently drawn on it. Actually, you wouldn't be able to see that. This was and come on. There we go. I guess I'll just do arrow view. So this was the symbol that was currently drawn on it.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like if anything to resemble it, like a mixture between a cross and a trident. Now, you do not know what the symbol currently means. What is written on both. Yes, if we were doing Roman mythology, it would be Neptune.
Sorry.
That is on currently the center of this prostrated angel statue. The angel itself having no face, completely void of any emotion. And your familiar sin, and you can look to the left. A similar statue is erected similar. Or, I keep retracing my words, but you understand what I'm trying to convey.
Mm-hmm.
And the symbol was the same one that was worn by the group that attacked the commune
Correct.
that Ava and Asana were from.
And the same symbol is currently on the white robe tabard, or the white robe figure's tabard.
I am going to... The statue is just made of stone, right? Or is it marble?
It's just natural stone.
Okay. Then smudging that symbol off is as easy as wiping off chalk. I'm going to do that and bring the statue to life.
Okay. Using what feature? Using what feature?
We discussed this in between sessions. My new class feature that I got at level 6.
Mm-hmm.
I now have the ability to. Now have the ability to grant life to Mage of the Lorehold Ancient Companion. This is going to be my Ancient Companion construct.
All right. Do you have that on your character sheet? Just so for quick reference for myself.
Hold on. If you go to the handouts, the Henki statue is the construct.
Okay.
That right there is the stat block for the construct and its available actions. I can only choose the statue to have one of those actions, and I can change it between a long rest.
Okay. And as you're currently erecting, what action are you what type of companion are you making?
A warrior's protection. The statue will come alive, tear off both of its wings, and wield one of them as a sword and affix the other to its arm as a shield.
Okay. Doing so, this will be an improvised shield and weapon, but for the purposes, you can add a +2 to the armor class for this statue. So instead of its armor class 14, it will be armor class 16. And the sword will act as a long sword, so D8 plus strength.
Okay.
I was curious as well. How high was the second floor again?
The second floor was going about. You're a large creature, aren't you?
Yes.
What's your height?
12 feet tall.
Okay, so it is 20 feet, so it is 8 feet taller than you, or 8 feet higher. As you erect the statue in the watching, and Finnegan, are you two doing anything?
No.
Not in particular. I'm just not sure what to do. It's kind of a
how
foreboding.
long did it take us to get here?
How long it took you?
From the quarry.
Oh, from the quarry. Only a matter of a couple hours. You are still in currently the same day that you have left for the quarry. It took you about 4 hours, if I remember correctly, to
Okay,
get
so I'm
there.
still affected by mage armor,
Yes, you are.
right? Okay, dope.
Yep,
Thank
13
you.
plus your dex modifier.
That's all.
Ava had a thing that she was gonna do, though, seeing the sigil on this guy's clothes and how it's all over the place around the manor. You know, definitely a slaver who lives here. People that accidentally butchered several of her fellow, civilians from her hometown. She can jump up and try to grab him by the face.
Okay. Now you do not have the athlete feature, and standing high jump
I
is.
do not. So, if she steps off the edge of the fountain, probably 2-ish feet tall, she is at 12 feet tall, can just reach up 18 feet. So if she jumps, the standing high jump is half of your strength score halved, because half of your strength score is your running high jump.
Mm-hmm.
So then she'd be able to jump approximately 5 feet off the ground from standing vertical.
Which would be enough to grab this
Yeah.
person's leg. The balcony was a wooden banister, so you would have to be going through there. I'm going to say this is going to be.
Well, it's 23 feet if she's jumping from
Yes.
the ground.
I'm more
25 feet if she's jumping from the fountain.
I'm more looking at it is a wooden banister with wooden pegs and whatnot, so you'd be going basically smashing through, which would actually for your caliber would be very easy for you. So I'm going to make this just a standard athletic check for you for a grapple check to try to grab.
I just don't understand how reaching over the banister, grabbing him by the face.
You're grabbing my face. I'm sorry, I was fixated grabbing on like. Oh yeah, so this is going to be a standard still a grapple check and whatnot.
And she'll burn one of her inspiration for it.
Okay. So you'll have advantage on this roll. They will make I guess just a dexterity check because they are not trained in any of that. Okay. Now, he reacts, or they react, you're not quite sure yet. The robe figure reacts almost as quickly as you are. However, he's not expecting you to be able to jump that high, and as he starts backing away from your immediate position, you're just that bit quicker than him, grabbing hold of his mask, and you have him firmly down. You pull him off the banister. I'm assuming, are you going to drop him or still hold him high as you jump down to the ground?
Oh, no, she's just going down and plonking him into the fountain and holding him in the bottom of the fountain by the face.
Okay. I'm assuming this is going to be you're not going to care about the safety and whatnot. I will have this person. I'll have this, go ahead and roll 2d6 damage, as he basically falling 20 feet at a faster rate of gravity.
And if strength score matters, it's a +4.
Oh, all right. So then there'll be 8 points of damage as you hear a grunt of pain escape in more of a masculine tone onto the thing, and is currently right there. You will take the 8 points of damage.
She's just submerging them in the water of the fountain.
That will break his concentration of the thing, and you folks can now see. Well, this guard is currently burned to her grip. Just not even there, actually. It's dust.
That can be a bit distracting, eh?
However, from where that guard was, you do not see the remains of the person, but you still see all of his items intact, still there without any burn damage. Now the door is clear, and Isha just looks surprised at what's going on inside, and Jotaville is now actually on the left side of Isha, trying to get a better view. Like, hey, okay, I was very worried for a quick second because there was just a sudden wall of fire, but you were all dead. I think you're. I'm just going to. I've done my duty here. I'm going to be over here. And he's just going to walk out of sight. He's done what he needed to do. What is everyone doing as or actually, Eva, you have this person currently grappled, and that surprising you were able to jump that high, even though you're a tall creature. Kozlik will will motion over. Well, will push around Finnegan because it doesn't want to crush Finnegan. Coming up behind you, kind of looking at you quickly. Asana and En, you both can understand as Kava speaks out, as you can understand as the grinding rocks at this point. Is this the man that has taken my brethren, myself? Is this the slaver that you mentioned?
Yes.
I don't know. He's connected to the person that killed my father, at least.
Now I have been pained, and now I've heard that you've been pained. This person is clearly not a friend from what you've said.
They killed one of their own just now, so I would certainly say not.
The figure has not said anything since you've grabbed him. There was the escape
Well,
surprise.
they are underwater, probably makes it difficult to
Oh,
talk.
right. The bubble coming off and whatnot. You hear he is thrashing around a hunt.
It's hard to say the words for magic when your head is underwater.
Mm-hmm.
Now Eva, are you going to just hold him underwater and try to like drown him?
She's just gonna hold him there for a little while.
Okay. So what's the rest of the party?
It's not like I'm gonna sit here and drown you. It's you're gonna sit under that water until I've decided what to do with you.
Okay. No, calls him like, now, Ladius, I'm still unclear how I should refer to you. Is it Lady Asana, or do you just prefer Asana? Or Mistress, maybe?
However you desire.
I would just simply call you Lady Asana. Lady Asana, my deed here is not with that person, but clearly, you have history with him. Should I assist you in this manner, or would you and your compatriots take care of him?
Wait, who is saying this?
This is Kotlik. Sorry, voice is still recovering from sickness a couple weeks ago, so I'm not able to quite do character voices most of the time yet.
Kozlik is the reason we're here. No, Kozlik was the one who rampaged in here wanting to find the person.
True, but
This is surprisingly demure for somebody who was just, charging in here, saying it's going rar when we last ended session. That's all I'm saying.
he was pissed off, and he's still pissed off, but he does not think this is the person. Well, you say it is, but I've said it unclear. Until this person is masked, he's deferring to your judgment.
I was told that it was, but was it not?
Well, you have not seen this person's face, and Jotabil did not see the face of the rope man to clarify it was David Glenn or not.
I thought this was a known quantity. I misunderstood. Okay. Then I would.
Yeah,
Then
so she'll just with the conversation. Sorry, you go first.
I was gonna say that I would not have said I would not have said yes in that case, but
Gotcha.
yeah. In this sense, I would say they are connected, and I would leave it at that for them to interpret.
Do you think we should ask vague and confusing questions, then get upset when they don't answer?
Perhaps.
So Ava's gonna grab them basically by the collar with the other hand, and then rips the mask off and yanks them up out of the water for a second.
Just very quick.
If the first words out of their mouth sound like some sort of spell, they're going back in the fountain.
Okay. Now you rip off the mask, and what you see before you is a very pale individual. Eyes, silver to the iris. Oh, I didn't mean to bring out two statues. There's your statue that you can move around, Sana. Because you'll control the angel statue one. But silver eyes. There's actually no nose. What would be the bridge of the nose is actually burnt off in just two nostrils. The face. This person's face is disfigured. There's flames along the lower part of their face. Clearly burn marks from some scar or some fire long ago. And as he opens his mouth, what you do notice is he cannot actually speak at all. For he has no tongue. His tongue has been cut out. He looks at you bewildered. And he's currently trying to grasp at you to try to look out. You will attempt to give me another dexterity check, which I'm just going to roll d20 plus 2. That's not that. Yep, does not beat that. So he's currently just trying to grab it in. Right hand is currently on your face, just trying to like push you aside, and it's just not happening.
She just slams him back against the middle part of the fountain.
Brutal.
Out of that, you can see eyes start rolling back a little bit, and he is. I'll say for the effectiveness, he is currently stunned.
Looks like we won't get answers from this one.
And as you are all currently over there by the thing, you do hear the shuffling of footsteps coming from the door to your left.
To the left?
To the left.
Okay. Sin will go up beside the door.
Okay. Finian, what are you doing?
Oh, he's gonna re-pull out his rifle.
Okay. Now I just want to.
Oh.
I want to clarify because it has been Jade and Sprig talking a lot. Avery, Finnegan, if you guys want to speak up at all points, you are not currently in combat. You're more than welcome to do different actions, whatnot.
Okay. No, that's fine. I was just
not in combat.
Trying to let people have their.
Not currently in combat. Initiative has not been rolled.
All right. Where is it?
Although Finnegan is not shocked, but I don't know the name of the emotions, like right on the tip of my tongue. Basically, he watched you do that and just thought, "All right." Flabbergasted. That's still like some sort of surprise, but he's just admiration.
Sin will place a paw on the door as an arcane lock will
Okay. As you
go onto the door.
As you cast a spell, the door is actually about to be bursted open as the shuffling of feet is going through there. However, with the reinforcement of the abjuration magic that you place on there, the door stands absolutely still. You can hear a muffled, "What the bloody hell?" and just like shoulder charging into the door repeatedly, but the door is not budging.
All right. When I casted it, it sent the details to the chat, right?
Yep.
Okay, dope. And 25 GP worth? Okay.
What's this they want to do? Sana, you have now erected your angel statue. This person is currently stunned. Not unconscious just yet, but it being definitely held back and subdued by Eva.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, you mean like I have an action and stuff?
There's no combat. We're still out of combat, so anyone is free to do anything. Kozlik, yeah, anyone can do anything right now. Guards have been stopped by a door by N. This person is currently subdued. Kozlik, look around, was drawn to the attention of the banging of the door, so that he's now gone over there.
Sprig, gain guidance.
Okie doke.
Well, this is gonna be fun. And we'll back up towards Finnegan and observe what's going to happen.
Kozlik's looking to the door as people keep shoving against it and whatnot, as he's looking like, your magic is quite effective, but I'm somewhat disheartened that they've not charged through yet.
If they haven't gotten through, chances are they're not the ones responsible for your predicament.
And I see only two options: up or down. Do I have your permission, Lady Asana, to go down to investigate at the lower level?
I nod.
And as you do that, he will immediately disshapen into a crystal of burn light and will sink into the ground. Now, around him, there's basically just a giant hole leading down, but outside, it's now basically curved to the left. He's gone what would seem in the direction of that door to the right, but just underneath. He's now burrowed. I will make a mark that is difficult terrain.
And he went this way?
No, he went to the left.
That way.
Towards the door. Yes, the tunnel
Gotcha.
goes that way.
Okay, that does shock
Did
Finley,
you-
or to like surprise him. He could just do that.
I guess.
I walk over and clean up the terrain. I mean, if we're not in combat, that's just a thing I can do.
All right, good. Good.
It's just an action for me. So like, I don't actually say anything, but I kind of look back at you with a look of, can't you?
Right, it's cleared.
I don't know about all of you. I feel like it would be wrong to just leave this person here, given they've already killed one of the guards and tried to kill us. My own personal feelings are tangled up in this as well, but
As Sana's doing that, the person starts to regain, well, not being stunned, suddenly able to breathe again. And there's a sharp intake of air, and he starts coughing.
she just shakes him.
You can cough without a tongue. It's true.
Just like with the hold on his collar, just like violently shakes him for him. Like,
All right. Now, you haven't even done anything in trying to intimidate him or any form. However, there was a look of fear about you.
The word
As he
"try"
is
is doing a lot of work in
bewildered.
that sentence.
This man is definitely fearful of you, Eva, right now. As he looks at you like, "What do you want from me?"
the adults are talking and just dunks him back in the fountain.
Go right back underneath.
Wow.
So-
Okay.
Do you want to just get rid of him now, or should we let him go? I feel like it's dangerous to do that.
Does he serve a purpose?
Presumably some sort of gate guardian or something for whoever put him here. He can't speak. He has no tongue. He can certainly use dangerous magic.
So which
And
direction? Sorry.
I don't exactly have an answer to that kind of magic other than this, and just kind of gestures at the fountain.
There's a movement at the door over here where you've locked it, and there's a moment like, what the? And then there's a loud eruption of earth behind it, and just the cries of different, like maybe 12 different voices. And there is just a catastrophe of noise coming from behind that door.
You know, out of character, we do have somebody who could talk to someone who doesn't have a tongue, just right outside. They're right there. They're like standing right there. That's all I'm saying.
Isha's currently just looking at all of you onward, just tilting the head, trying to figure out, make a mess. He actually has his, is it a bow or crossbow? He has his
Actually,
ranged weapon currently pulled, and is trying to figure out what to do. He's gonna slightly walk up, I guess. Four
Actually,
behind him.
I'm going to gesture to Ava to bring the whatever this thing is over to the door.
From what you can tell, this person seems to be maybe human. Masana. And Eva.
Yeah, so she pulls them back up out of the water. And like, carries him along. If he attempts essentially anything, she just, like, open palm smacks him across the face.
He does try to what seems like he opened his mouth to do something and then just smash. From that smack, two
She
of his
doesn't
teeth
know
go.
how magic works other than move hands and or mouth and magic things happen,
Oh,
so...
with that slap, you've knocked a molar out of his mouth now at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Nor does
so
Ava
out of
care.
character, the implication of this, I was gonna say poor man, but like, he definitely deserves this.
He's
Like,
kind of a
it's
jerk.
not. Oh yeah, definitely. His intimidation failed horribly.
Oh, he wasn't trying to intimidate. He wasn't trying to intimidate. Well, I guess he would have tried, but quickly
totally
tables
was.
have turned. Isha will look on and start to peer into your mind, Eva. He tilts the head with his antennas going around, mandibles kind of clicking. Now,
Can
you can understand this, but telepathically you can hear Eva. Can
ooh.
Isha exist?
Oh, hold on. The statue takes on the stance and demeanor of Isha, and anything that Isha says, the words come out of the statue in common.
So you reshape it into be more of a tricrene head. So currently, right now, if I'm understanding this correctly, it still has the angel's like body from before, but currently now the head is now transformed into that of like a tricrene, a
Oh no,
Walkman.
it's still an angel. I just mean stance. Like, if they're standing with stiff shoulders and a forward and 1 foot forward, then the angel is mirroring the way that they are standing.
For Isha.
Yep.
So, like,
Isha.
body
Okay.
language?
Body language.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. They're
So
mirroring
Isha-
Isha, and anything that Isha says to my mind is said by the statue in common.
Okay. Well, he was actually speaking outward in his tongue, which you can understand while tongue and whatnot. He was going to start telepathically communicating with Eva.
Mhm.
But you can still translate through the statue with like
Anything that they say to me, I guess.
Okay. So Isha will look
I'm
at
sure
you, Eva.
could help somehow. I don't know. I'm just keeping this one from doing anything dangerous.
Is this one bad? Should Isha? He kind of Isha will take the his heavy crossbow and kind of crank it back without finishing the
She
sentence.
kind of gestures at the disintegrated person.
This one has.
Isha will. Sorry.
This one has had their tongue removed. One only does that out of fear, does they not? Would you
Isha
speak
cocks the
with them?
head.
Speak with them on our behalf.
Between the two things, Isha quickly puts the hand crossbow pointed at the person, but his antennas will start pointing in the direction of the tongueless man. Now, there's a mental connection going on quickly, and Isha is not saying anything verbally, only just staring intently, but the body language going back and forth. The purifier starts looking around, mouth opening as if he was going to talk, but you hear only gasps of air.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, Isha, thickened, eyes kind of narrow, points the hand crossbow and shoots the person in the face.
Understandable.
This person,
A reasonable reaction.
the person
Right?
goes limp, and blood is now trickling down his white attire. Isha takes an, puts down the thing, well, in your mind, but verbally again, like, this one said many nasty things. How does this? I do not think his name is not the name that he points over to where Johnsonville is currently outside. He points to the left as he like just currently in the bush, like minding his own business. One of the things. So at this point, he doesn't know what to do. He just knows he doesn't want to be here, but he should stay if anything. That cat, the name cat gives does not match the name of the person. He said many horrible things about you, Eva.
She just shrugs. She'll lay him down on the floor. And she'll actually take a moment. Even if he was a terrible person. She'll take the moment, like, lays him down on the floor and lays his arms across his chest.
He mentioned higher being, but of nothing. Only that his mind was clear, voided. Also, his name was Franklin.
I don't know why it's so funny to me.
But he kind of gives what Franklin said something about mind of being clear, void, a void of clarity. He said, and he was going to purify all of you.
His eyes sharpen at that language and takes note.
Okay.
Sounds more or less like the preaching that I remember.
As everyone's
What
been
an
focusing here,
ass.
Finnegan, as everyone's been focusing on this person, all you can help to notice is just the banging of the door on the other side as a body is launched not through the door but through the wall, and there's just a guard currently not moving on the ground. He is definitely beaten and bruised, and you can just barely make through the shining light of Burmlight through the wall. You can only assume that might be caused on the other side, wrecking house.
So should we support Catholic, or should we be splitting up to try to ensure that
He
the slaver lord doesn't get away?
he just threw a man through a wall. I don't think he needs this support.
Let me check my...
Well, you never know.
I would like to check my bond with Kozlik just to verify that.
Alright, your bond, with it, you do not sense any harm has come to Kozlik. Does your bond, tell emotional state? I say you would be able to tell the emotional state of people within a certain radius of you, if you're bonded. And
I think it's kind of more your decision than mine, honestly. But sure.
I'm going to roll it if you can. He is currently not harmed, but he is having a mixed emotion of having a great time, but also a determination to find the person who stole from him.
I love Kozlik.
Kozlik's quickly becoming my favorite character.
Right?
He is a good crunchy boy.
A good crunchy boy.
In result of that, there's another body flowing through the wall, a different hole. However, this time you guys can only hear it, and you hear the frantic cry of Job Gilly. Ah! You want to send someone else?
You went outside.
I'm just imagining, because I know it's just like a standard hole in the wall, but I'm imagining it's like comically person shaped.
It's more of an oval.
I figure, but
Well,
theater of the mind.
We choose to believe.
I'm in favor of heading upstairs, since we're looking for the lord of this manor, correct?
Yeah, that the guy with no tongue did come from upstairs, so
Yeah, lord
it's
of the
probably-
manor wouldn't reside in the basement, despite Kozlik's enthusiasm.
The basement would probably be where they stored what they stole from Catholic, though. I
Good
would
point.
assume.
Either way, I shall follow you guys. I'm not a fan of sticking my neck out.
Would you folks like to start heading upstairs or down a hallway? Okay. So as
Upstairs.
Upstairs is the plan then, right?
all right.
I don't
If
think
you're-
we should split the party.
Well, as you're all heading upstairs, what you can currently see, as I will start dragging at least Eva right here, And this is what you can currently see from the upstairs balcony, and I'll start getting everyone else as well. I guess I should have just copied and pasted, but I didn't do that. Actually, no, I'll just copy and paste that way you can keep your angel statue as well. That's probably not.
No, I got it right here. I got it.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Because
Cool.
I have control over the token, I can actually move it myself. And recreate it. Also, I gave it a proper token now.
Okay. Isha, as you're all walking away, Isha will call out, should Isha stay outside and assist Rock Person?
Maybe keep an eye on Jotville in case someone tries to run away.
His response is to take a bolt and cock his heavy crossbow again, and we'll walk to the left where Jotville, and you can only assume Kozlik is outside.
Hmm.
Alright. So there you go, Finnegan. You can see whatnot.
Oh.
I believe you can go through doors. So currently, as you're coming up here, you see an oaken wooden thing. The person from before was right here, but as stated in the previous scene, Eva reached up, pulled him down, and is now currently downstairs.
Nice
On
big
either
balcony there, huh?
Yeah, you know. Currently, the only door that leads inward is the door before you, but there are several other benches, as well as on either side, two what seems to be small, what would be maybe cabinets, but on top of them are smaller statues similar to the bigger statues down below, with similar symbols written on their right wings this time, not on the actual torso of the statue. The door before you seems to be just a simple mahogany door, simple doorknob, turn and whatnot, but it is a double wide door.
Oh, one thing if I may.
Um,
Sprig, this would be the first time that you've seen this statue since the events at the village, and you would recognize it, and you are capable of controlling it. You can feel that the same link that you felt with the statues that were used for farming in the village. That's all.
So I know that I don't have the magic or whatever thing it is that you use and gestures for Finnegan. Just in case though, if we are in a fight, I'm pretty confident in my sturdiness. So just stay behind me, okay?
All right.
Now, I guess very quick. Sprig, can you move
Sona,
through that door?
when you're ready. No, I can't.
Okay, hold on, let me fix that.
Oh, and Kashak, just for record keeping,
Mhm.
at all times, where if I'm not micromanaging the angel, it's going to try to be within 5 feet of either Ava or Asana or both.
Okay. All right, can you now go through? Okay, cool.
Nope. I can see through, but I can't move through.
Really? Okay. Okay. I guess transparent lighting was. Okay. Well,
Yeah, right now it's set up as a window in the settings.
God, I'm just going to delete it.
What I do for doors generally is I color it as a different color for a door, and then I just slide it over.
Oh, okay.
That's
I
what I
mean,
used to do.
okay. Well, it is currently that. All right. So let me just do that very quick then. Yep. Sorry, lost sight.
Yeah, if you just make it a different color, it makes it easier to tell.
It is a different color, but that's cool. All right, cool. Everyone can go through now. I've been playing around with Foundry, and I just know Foundry has doors and whatnot, so I'm a little discouraged from roleplaying right now. For that. So as everyone opens the door, you see an open.
Looks like.
Oh, sorry.
You go first. You were setting the scene.
As you all walk inside, currently what you can tell from here is this area seems to be some form of commonplace. Different pools with pillars on either side and benches lined. Down to the left, you can see what maybe be more of a general recreational area, maybe some library. Finnegan, you would recognize it more of a meeting place, like on ship. The common area, if anything. Before you see 4 different doors, all small and diminutive in nature, leading to separate rooms. To the right of you, a singular room, very small in nature. What you would in the stone village to the right here. Hallways go down the left. There's a similar door that you just came out of, currently down to the left over here. And barely just to the top left corner, from what you can all tell, is currently a stairway. There is a lot of different footprints on the ground, all going in different directions. But currently you do not see anyone up here.
You know what? I might make this. Is it okay if I make a carpenter's tools check?
Sure. What would you like to do?
Because I feel like Ava may not have worked on many of the noble people's houses, but she has built houses quite a lot, actually.
Sure thing.
So just by that, she could kind of, hopefully at least, have a guess at where the noble's room might be, and I'll do a 1d4 for guidance.
Okay. The total is 9.
And so probably not getting anything useful.
So, what you can tell currently right now is you can make out that maybe the door immediately to your right seems to be some form of storage. Maybe you can find some broom bucket right now. That's definitely a storage closet. You know that for sure. The doors ahead of you, with the way they're spaced out from each other, you might think they are different bedrooms, maybe barracks for different guards or servants. You're not quite sure what on the door to the left is currently right now.
So if I'm getting this right, I think those rooms over there, probably guest rooms, over that way, maybe like a private meeting room. The big sitting area is probably just for where they have guests. If you're gonna have a spot for guests, the noble's courtroom or whatever, like private study kind of thing, is probably this way, and she gestures over to the right. And starts walking this way.
Okay.
I will follow, but
Don't be
Sin
disturbed
will
by
lurk behind.
every comer and goer.
Now, as you turn the corner, what you can see currently down the way is a double door of more metallic nature, not wooden from before. Down the left, you can see window outward, but the metal door down below you to the south is guarded by 2 inanimate statues. Not moving, no one inside of them, so maybe just decoration. Past that is a wooden door leading somewhere else.
The armor decorating the door is probably either a barracks or something important. I might guess there for the first place to check.
If I remember correctly, Finnegan, you have a high passive perception, right?
Oh yeah, 17.
Yeah, it was 17. You can make out not noises on this floor, but there's running above from the ceiling, which Eva, you would be able to see this, hear this as well. Sana probably as well. Above you all, you can hear footsteps running about.
Hey, I know this might be a big ask of you, no pun intended, but also intended. Punch a hole in the ceiling.
Sure. It's probably another floor up there.
Yeah.
The ceiling above you is made out of wood. And that it's not stone, like the floor is right here.
Do I hear the
The
running?
ceiling is, what, 15 feet high, or?
The ceiling...
Ava ducking.
No, you're standing at tall edge, but it's only... If you wanted to touch the ceiling, you could touch the ceiling.
Wait,
very
we're on,
easily.
we're on the second story and the floor is still made of stone and marble? Wow. Posh.
Hmm,
Sorry, that's
the walls are all stone too.
still that's out of character. I'm just saying that.
Hmm,
Yeah, you all have enough path perception to hear the footsteps above you.
Okay, dope. By the way,
Don't forget saying.
Cat is gonna chill near the door.
Oh, okay.
I can't see Cat, but just know they're there.
Okay. Does the cat not have vision? You should be able to see. There you go.
Thank you.
I didn't give cat vision. My bad. All right. So you're going to the door. You do not hear anything on the other side. Just very briefly. But let me open
should we
that
try
door.
the handle?
It will unlock.
So are these people like just vibing?
They're just armor statues.
Oh, okay.
Looks like it was the barracks.
So in
Also
here,
looks like a tornado came through here.
you can see different footsteps going about, and several of these footsteps leading to what seems to be a spiral staircase going upward.
Oh yeah, which direction did the footsteps seem to be going in?
Now, the footsteps outside, just all over the place, right? You would have to make a check to try to discern one path of check. However, most of the tracks in here are leading to the stairway going up. Wait, on. Let me double check that's the stairway going upward. Sorry, my fault. That was the stairway going downward. My bad. Down to the previous floor. You were here. In here, with the beds full of strewn, you see different claw marks and scratches of some form of, well, much more of a bigger weapon. Not just a single slash mark. If anything, maybe like had like a giant praying mantis came through with a slash mark, or some of the greats are just going about slashing the room. This doesn't seem to be recent, the clutter, but the footsteps do seem to be recent going downstairs.
So, probably this was a barracks or something. I don't know what was tearing all the bedding up, but that's probably where they came from to come down and try and stop us in the lobby. Plus, the hall or downstairs. Anyone have another guess?
Asana, what you can currently see from the outside is briefly out the window, you can see Kozlik just tearing through the grass and currently chasing after some guards.
He's having a good time.
He's
You can
a good
briefly see Kozlik go through.
Was I sent into the Shadow
My
Realm?
vision has disappeared.
Shadow Realm.
Your vision disappeared.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, we've
Wait.
all been sent to the Shadow Realm.
Wait, hold on. So me putting the Earth Elemental, does that fix it?
Nope. We're
No.
all in the Shadow Realm.
Hold on. Let me change something very quick for a token update, because I just dragged the Earth Elemental in Explorer mode update when token drop. Let me do this and do that.
Hey.
I've got the vision back now.
Cool. My fault. I did not have the proper setting on for the map.
No worries.
I'm mostly just looking outside at the trees and the woods.
Bull.
And you can.
New
I
lighting?
am
And you
back
get-
in the Shadow Realm. Sort
You're
of.
back in the Shadow Realm?
No, it's like better
I have the-
lighting, I would say.
You have the fog exploration turned on now, I think.
I have the
Because I can
Explorer
see
mode
what
turned
I
on.
saw before I moved, and then as soon as I moved, I can't see anything anymore.
Yep,
I
same.
have. What's going on? Alright, I turn off. Can you see now still?
I
No?
can see.
Oh, full Shadow Realm.
I can see.
It's the lighting. All right, we're going. All right, dynamic lighting on this particular map. Let me get the fog going, and then I'm going to just turn on daylight mode so that way you folks can just see. Explorable darkness. No, that's not how you do it. I'm sorry, folks. What we are going to do is currently we do usually take a break. We are going to take a 10-minute break while I fix this map. That way, folks can go can get their water and whatnot.
Okey-dokey.
Technical difficulties will return in 10 minutes while I fix this map. It's very weird that me dragging Kozlik and Field would break the map, but I suppose that is the way of life.
Mm,
Kozlik just destroyed everything.
Yep. This was.
It is
To
what
be
it is.
fair, they're very good at that. Pathfinder 2e does have a actual summoner class.
You do?
What's up?
Alright, I'm going to drag you folks right here.
Oh,
I'm
it's an
going to then
idolist
change.
summoner. Oh, nice.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to go hide areas. We'll just do this turn up fog of war, and then just reveal areas. I was really excited to get dynamic lighting going, and then it just broke in this map. I'm really upset by that.
It happens.
Yeah, the dynamic lighting is kind of weird.
There's that room.
I'm just gonna eat some salt.
Go for that.
It's a healthy snack.
Mm,
Your body needs salt. So why wouldn't it be, right?
Yep.
If I bought any assault, I'll just go on Twitter. You guys were in here before, so I'll just reveal all that. Might as well just reveal all the outside as well. Well, I guess the outside's not going to really matter too much. Alright.
I'm
People see them.
To, so sorry.
I'm sorry, I just want to confirm people can see the map and whatnot for what you've seen already. Oh, you got. Oh, right. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
Oh, yeah.
Mark.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's what
Alright.
we've seen before.
All right, cool. I know Finnegan probably getting water or whatnot.
No,
No,
I'm here.
I'm going to have to go refill my water, unfortunately. So I will do that after I'm done doing the outside. Ah! Oh, I just revealed. I can hide those. Right, I think. He saw nothing. Saw nothing in those rooms. Saw nothing! Yeah.
No, I genuinely have no idea what you're talking on.
Cool.
Zero idea what you're on about. I do like this view better. Being purely restricted to our own character's line of sight instead of the team's line of sight is not an aesthetic that I like as much.
I will keep that in mind going forward.
You can actually, just by giving spectate permissions of everyone's sheets. It's like if you give everyone the ability to view character sheets, then everyone can share everyone's vision.
I will say that will be depending. You folks will have to come to a consensus if you want everyone to know your character sheet. Unless we go with the. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jane. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just saying that I'm 100% okay with that.
Ainsley, Brad, you guys okay with that?
Okay, with what?
If so, Sprig was mentioning if everyone has access to everyone's sheet just to spectate, not necessarily edit. You could all see from team view on dynamic planning.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. I would say Scout's Honor. Don't look at like bio info for backstory stuff. That way, people are surprised when interacting with characters.
I mean, that'd ruin the experience if,
Yeah.
you did that.
That's
Wouldn't be fun.
Scout.
It wouldn't be funny, and that's what's most important.
That's true.
This map is fixed. What I will do is we will set that up so that way on the next map, which is already dynamically lit, everyone there. All right, so let me go through in players journals, all players. Uh, we'll give Sin all players. All players.
So it looks like I could. Okay, I figured out how to make Asana in Pathfinder, but it would be
Mhm.
very clunky. I would have to multi-class the summoner and the magus and somehow turn it into a tank, and I don't. No, magus wouldn't make sense. That wouldn't. What's the spellcasting tank?
The tankish stuff in Pathfinder is 0 armor, so it's possible. You're good.
I just want to point out, if you weren't aware, the summoner, you and your Eidolon share HP. If one of you get hit, you both get hurt.
I like that actually. I like that a lot actually. Ooh. Because that's an extension of my life force in the creature, anyways. Like, keep in mind, Asana's body is nothing more than a construct itself, right? Asana is, the wandering spirit. Does that
Oh,
make sense?
and if there are any concerns about that, Summoner is actually broken. You sharing HP is the nerf they gave it, and you can still break the game. So don't feel like you'd be underpowered in any way.
Oh no, I don't care if I'm underpowered. I never care if I'm underpowered. If I have an interesting character, that's more important. I encourage everybody at some point to play a noble class or a farmer class. Play an underpowered character at some point. You will have a lot of fun with it, and you
Yeah,
will learn things.
I mean, like, if you don't want to feel like a wet noodle in a campaign where you're supposed to be doing something, is what I mean by that.
But sometimes that can be fun, right? Sometimes being the wet noodle, sometimes being the person who has to hide behind a rock, can be some really interesting acting, emotional roleplay, and like, character arcs. Like, that can be an interesting moment.
Yeah, I feel that.
Interesting is more important.
Just because that bothered me.
I had a character not that long ago actually that I was playing in a friend's campaign. Since he converted, basically it was just Dark Souls. It was Dark Souls but in D&D format. I was the only person who had played Dark Souls and who knew, like, I know a lot of the lore of Dark Souls. So my character was a scholar who just knew all the stories. They just had these books memorized of the Ages of Fire. So, like, I was always providing the, I was just suddenly rambling off on lore tangents because that's just me as a player when I get excited about Dark Souls. But I built it into a character of being, she's a scholar. She knows a couple of, like, little spells, but nothing for combat. Just, like, library spells.
I love it.
That sounds amazing. Oh, you're an Elder
So,
Ring scholar, are you? Name a dozen bosses. Ulcerated Tree Spirit. That was too easy.
Yep.
That's on me.
All right. Map full set. We can go back to that Sorry about the technical, the map breaking right there. But
All good.
you may continue as before. I was going to say, as you come out of that room, and you feel connection, a tap, like a mental tap from Sin, as people are coming up the stairs from before.
Did we close the door behind us at all?
I'm still sketchy on how doors work, so don't look at me.
It wasn't specified, so I you go and easily roll me a d4. Even you close the door, odd you didn't close the door.
Fair.
Odd, you even you close the door, odd you didn't close the door, so the door is wide open.
Sin will scamper to us. Guys, it seems they are behind us.
This door here is probably the next staircase. Probably heads up.
Do you think we can lead them in circles and just go downstairs, go back upstairs, go
I will
downstairs?
I will
If we
say,
just go upstairs, even if it's not a staircase, the end of the hall is honestly pretty easy to defend.
If we
I'll just hold
end
the
up,
front and then they can't get past me and you guys take cover and do whatever stuff you have to do.
Will we not have to deal with them anyways?
Preferably.
as you peek, let's say, and you peek through the door and whatnot, these stairs lead down a level.
those stairs head down.
That's such
Yeah.
a weird decision. To have stairs that go down next to a room with stairs that go down?
Well, you have to get on up to go down.
Door
Jade,
broken,
if you
by
weren't
the way.
capped, wait, there shouldn't be any. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't go through it.
Haha, I'm out of bonking distance.
You can't go through walls still.
Yeah,
Which is normal.
fair.
Thank you.
There's a big black square there now, but...
Maybe
Okay.
we
Alright.
heard footsteps above us, right?
You did. And then Finn just heard his name. Are you going down these stairs?
Yes, I am going to go down the stairs before the others.
If you go down those stairs, and basically you just come out. Oh, that's the wrong tool. You come out right here.
Right where?
All right. Wall at the door at the bottom, by the way.
Yep. This map I did not properly, I guess, set up properly. There you go.
Oh, good.
So no, Asana, you guys are right here. This is the previous level, and this is where your guys' tokens were previously. It's a different. It's a whole different like layer.
Huh?
Over here, guys.
So you basically
Shadow Realm!
you have so, and that's where it comes out. Basically, just coming back where the open courtyard was, the hall leading down to that hallway. Now going back up here. Now things that you're on multiple maps and whatnot, a little bit difficult. So, that's
So
where
what's the plan? Do we go down or do we deal with the guards here in the hallway?
you can hear coming through the thing around the corner. You can hear they went up here. Someone check upstairs. I'll check over here. And there are multiple different foot going to the left, away from you, from the round thing. Or you can hear the foot sound of people going that way, that direction. That is.
Maybe we're missing something.
Missing something?
Well, you heard the footsteps above us, right?
Just out the window, you just see the dirt path that what Kovlik left in his trail.
Mm-hmm.
Asana.
Okay.
Sin's gonna stay at the
I'm-
bottom of the stairs, and En's gonna walk back up to the others.
Finnegan's gonna start searching the room for any sort of like something that could lead to a secret, like levers, furniture that's like a secret switch, like the classic stuff,
Okay. As you can start doing that. Eva, while they're going back in the room, are you staying out here in the hallway?
Yep.
Okay. As they go back in, Finnegan, go and give me an investigation check.
Just to hear.
Okay. The angel statue of Bill Carter here. Finnegan, need that investigation check. But as you're investigating, and if you want to investigate, you can go as well. Eva, bounding around the corner, does appear a person in what would be more ornamental armor.
Oh
You
wow!
would think at a first glance. However, this armor is just that burnished and newly polished. Round the corner, in a suit of plate mail, with a sword on his left hilt and what seems to be a battle axe on his side. You see a middle-aged man, graying hair, amber eyes. The tabard he is wearing is not of the symbol that you saw on the person before, but it is a bright, blurring, would be an open sconce with a roaring flame if it could move, but it's not instant inanimate. And if I could just take the right layer and move him over there, and he just turned the corner, and if he turns the corner, he notices you.
And she's just standing with shield up right now. She'll relax a little bit when she sees a symbol that's not the bad people, but she's still got her shield up pointed in his direction.
He looks back around the corner. Mouth opens as he were to say something, but he doesn't, and he just turns back to you and walks down the hallway. Finnegan, as he starts walking down the hallway, there's a sudden noise coming from behind you as Finnegan has tripped over the bookcase, and just the books have all fallen on the ground from over here on the other side of the wall. Unfortunately, that does make enough noise where it startles you. Well, maybe it doesn't startle you, but he jumps to attention as he hears everything and he'll call out to you in common. You're not alone, are you? Look.
Never pretended to be.
I'm going. You don't know me, I don't know you, but here's what I do know. Something happened to you. Whoever did something here and attacked the Glenn's family manor will be repercussioned. What are you doing here? And he, behind him, you don't see any other guards.
The Glen Manor.
You're attacking the Glen Manor. Under what circumstance were you attacking the Glen Manor? He's not drawn his weapon, but
murder, theft.
When you do that, he had his shield raised similar to you, defensive, but when you say that, he will lower his shield and whatnot to the side, more going to a neutral stance. Do you have any proof of these accusations that you claim? And
I mean, it's pretty difficult to miss our friend outside.
I don't know what friend. Are you referring to?
I've been forgetting the name now.
Are you referring to the
I'm forgetting the name.
Kozak.
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 Are you?
Yes.
Okay. Are you referring? Are you referring to the bar owner and the trike ring outside?
They came along with us. Uh, but Kozilek is who I'm referring to.
And Kozak would be. He looks quizzically, trying to understand. I only
The
saw the two
stone
of them.
golem.
Kind of face goes back, like shocked, like I did not see a stone golem, but I guess there were reports around town that was. Then he quickly realized that he was talking a little bit loud and he lowers his voice and whatnot, going more. Try to stay quiet. To make it straight. You
He's
have a
been
stone?
storming the place on account of the theft of his flesh and friends. I assume. I'm not really.
Forgive
I
me,
don't have the full picture.
and I don't either. I just got here. I'm. Alright. I suppose the introduction is in order, and then he goes around, but before he does that, he goes around the corner like, search upstairs! And he'll, as he like points his finger and whatnot, you'll hear a couple footsteps scurrying in that direction.
There were more footsteps upstairs a little while ago. We're still trying to find the Lord of the Manor.
Those might be the Lord of the Manor's personal guard. I am Basalt in the Longbottom. I'm part of the guard at here at the town of Briar Glen. And you are?
Ava.
Ava.
Wanderer right now, I suppose.
Now, Asana N, you can hear what's going on in front of Eva. However, Eva's build is blocking the highway, where it's a little bit hard to tell. Maybe if you go on like your hands and knees to look around her like shield and whatnot, you could try to see what's going on. You do hear the masculine voice in the voice call out, boss Bartholomew Longbottom, but you currently do not see it.
I absolutely do that. Can I get down and glance around?
Okay, and you
I
can
continue
you can
standing.
you can barely make out the person on the other side. All right, Miss Eva. From my understanding, you have people in there. By the way, Fidian, you're on the prone, and you took 1 point of bludgeoning damage for falling over the bookcase. You hit your head pretty hard on it against the wall. I'm part of the watch here, and I've had different concerns about dealing with the Glen family, the Lord Glen. Now, I've come here on account of disturbance, and clearly there is a disturbance here. My men are currently going upstairs. If you wait here, wait 20 minutes, I will have the place cleared upstairs and provide a distraction. If what your claim and accusations are true, we have no legal precedent to try to bring down it, because I have had my suspicions. If your accusations are false from what you find upstairs, we will come after you and you will be arrested. Do I make myself clear on that, Miss Eva?
You've made yourself clear.
Kind of looks past your shield down on the ground, and he sees Asana currently just on.
She'll lower her shield, knowing like this is the town guard and not currently an active threat, at least.
And you are there on the ground?
I just stare.
Kind of. He stares back at you, but the eyes start to blink from the watering, trying to figure out what's going on. Shake his head suddenly, blinking, rubbing his eyes. Is she alright? He's looking at you. Is she with you?
She is.
Looks actually. Alright, well. Dealing with one of those sort of people. One of those days. Alright. Let me clear upstairs. Go in that room and hide and make yourself scarce. If any of my personal men come and find you, they will attempt to arrest you. Because they're currently You don't. I cannot know who we could trust. Just make yourself scarce, and you'll go around the corner outside.
No, thank you.
True.
So,
Are you
what's the
walking?
best way to get to the stairs? The stairs are still somewhere up here.
So you're actually not going in the room now, Finnegan. You're over. You could
Oh no,
briefly.
she says no thank you to him before he leaves.
You all right? He'll turn. He'll peek his head around the corner again. No, I'm trying to clear the path that way you can go upstairs. I cannot search upstairs before. By the way, the stairs are on the other side, and he points in the direction of where the common room was. Those are the stairs leading upstairs. You won't. Trust me, I've been in it before.
Oh, thank you.
Just
That's
wait a
actually
minute.
quite helpful.
Wait. He puts his hands up and whatnot to stop me from coming around the corner. Currently, none of the guards are here on this floor other than him. Like, look, if you
Hold on.
make yourself. Yeah. Yes?
So, he's trying to block Ava from getting around the corner, right?
Yeah, he puts his hands, like, to stop very quick. Not in a threatening way, though.
And you established that these walls are made of stone, correct?
Yep.
I just melt the wall. It's been getting a bit crowded in here anyways.
Alright. So he says, stop! My men are over there, and I can't tell who I can trust and whatnot. They're bought off by the... And then he just sees you just disappear from around the corner, like, where's she going? And he just runs over
I see
here.
the stairs, and she is going to just start bulldozing through.
Like, are you pushing through as he pushes the bag? He sees you like, you do not
Yeah,
understand.
she's not like raising a hand or anything. She is just walking forward and letting him try to stop her.
I hear this and start following behind slowly.
Did you not hear what I said? If my men catch you, I don't know who to trust. They will attempt to arrest you, and I will have to arrest you as well. If you make yourself scarce and let me just do my thing, get
You're
my men out of
welcome
you.
to try. We're not finished here yet.
He takes a back step, and you just see there's a wall. I mean, there's just a wall. Yes.
Oh, sorry. I would like to do a thing.
Yeah.
Are you gonna trap him in the wall?
Okay, that's a good idea, actually. Maybe I should.
Wait, no, don't.
I'm going to walk up, touch his shoulder, look into his eyes, smile, and say, "It will be fine."
Okay. You say that. That is a wisdom. I'm trying to read it correctly where I don't see the actual saving throw. Is it a wisdom saving throw?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wisdom saving throw?
Yep.
13. That will fail, and as you put your hand on his eyes will start going clouded a little bit with just the slightest faintest like tint of white. And across his eyes you can see different snowflakes just drifting across. And he looks at you like, you're right, it's fine. My men. If anything, I'll deal with my men. You're absolutely correct. And he will this way, and he'll start escorting you to the stairs, which is over here. Now, Finnegan, you're currently still in the other room, and your companions are not there on the other side. What are you doing?
And if Aisley, if you're following us, you do see this.
Uh-huh.
Just gonna like poke his head out of the room and just.
Sin is going
Damn
to
it.
follow Finnegan.
Now, Finnegan, you have like the slightest bump on like the left back part of your head. You know, from your fall from before.
He's gonna run down the hall, try to find where everybody went.
There are people right there in front of you.
Thank you, Lady Asana.
I smile.
She'll just follow along the captain's guard, I suppose.
Okay. So as he's going here, he brings you like, well, It doesn't really matter which way we go. It leads the same way, and he's going to start going up these stairs. Now, everyone going upstairs, following him and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Finnegan's trying to
Sin will go
hide
up the
behind
left
everybody
stairs.
else.
Okay.
I mean, with Ava, that's pretty easy to do, Finn.
Oh yeah. He's gonna try to like hide behind Ava so that the town's guard doesn't get a good look at him.
Okay. So currently, all right.
So
It actually doesn't. If I drop N right here, cool. All right. So everyone can see N's perspective right here in this room.
Nope.
Nope.
Zoom out.
Shadow
Can't
realm.
see anything.
I
So-
can see.
So then the whole sharing. Oh no, because I didn't share N with everyone. That's why people can't. Because I didn't share his character sheet with everyone like I did everyone else. Can everyone see
Nice.
from N's perspective now?
Nope.
Nope.
All right. So then
It's a
that
mystery.
didn't.
You delete the token and bring a new token.
Yeah. It's because I'm not.
'Cause the
I
token
wasn't
isn't
shared.
updated when you
Yeah.
update the sheet thing.
Okay.
Finn.
Well,
Monk me.
I'll just put
Send
you all
me
there.
to the
anyway.
Shadow Realm. Oh.
So currently, right here, as he leads you up the stairs from before, both the stairs have led to the same place. Here's an open concept where right now, that you can see through that door right now, correct? Eva? Okay. First thing you immediately notice is there's a scuffle of feet up here, and whatnot, and the guard captain, will put him right here. The second thing you notice right away is through that open doorway, a yellow, almost like golden circle on the ground with different rooms. Okay. In the center of it is some form of. Well, you've seen the material before. You came with Kozak before. There's a what would seem to be a golem, not in the shape of anything that your lady has done. Lady Asana has done. Eva. This is a very crude machination of Burmalite, just in the center of this golden aura. Standing about, and this ceiling as you come up is about 25 feet. And in the room itself goes even higher, to that of 30 feet. This golem inside this room stands about 15 feet tall. It's inanimate, it's not moving, but you can clearly tell it is made of a similar material that Kozak is made of, Burmalite.
I guess we know what the Lord was doing with the Vermalite.
Now, as this going on, from over here, you see a guard coming over here. Lord Longbottom, we haven't seen any looks past. Who are they, Lord? And the captain looked. These friends. Everything will be fine. Just let them go and do as they need. Continue going upstairs and searching. And direct the rest of your men to do the same. He kind of salutes, and he'll go out of sight. What are you all doing?
I'm going to start walking towards the golem.
Sin's eyes aren't working, can't see from Tolkien. Also,
Why is the
I
cat
will
fuck that
stand
game,
next to the door.
If you update the vision from the sheet, remember that you update the token on the sheet and then you delete the token that's out and make a new one from the sheet.
I just wanted to have. Yep. We'll get rid of Netflix and then cat. There we go. Eyes. Okay. Cool. So everyone, what are you doing, Asana? I'm sorry about that before.
Oh,
What were you doing?
I'm walking towards this towards the golem.
Okay. As you walk towards the golem and try to step onto the circle, you're hit by what would seem to be a transparent wall as you are basically pushed back just a little bit. There's an invisible wall right there, and you can't get step through the circle. Sauna.
Hmm. Can I feel the golem?
As you try to reach out,
I'm going to try to reach out.
the connection, you can see a connection there, like you would see a connection to Kozlek. However, as you try to take that connection, that strand that only you can see, and follow it, and basically, it's suddenly snipped in half as if the light from your end of the strand reaches the wall.
I see.
Your connection does not go through the wall. However, while this is all going on and whatnot, and the guard captain goes there like, everything all right in there, just suddenly bursting through somewhere in the house. You guys can feel the raking, and Finn to the left can feel there's a crashing in this room. Ailey to the left of him through that door, and it's just a rumbling, and the whole building is shaking.
Well, we found our evidence.
You found the evidence, and he'll walk in. This thing? This doesn't seem like a person got any slavery. It's a statue. It looks
This is
quizzically.
theft and assault. Burnolite. It's... Asana, would you like to explain? You know it better than I do, at least.
Bartholomew will look to you.
At the moment, Asana is tunnel visioned on this creature.
Hmm.
You will probably need to put your hand on her shoulder and shake her to break her out, which you can feel free to do. But
you attempt to try to do mold earth, however, just very quickly, your spell doesn't take effect because this room is wood.
No, I mean mold earth on the creature. The creature is made of stone. If the connection to the creature and its connection to Kozlok doesn't exist, then it is still just stone. And I just want to use mold earth to just move the stone.
But similar to where your connection is, the wall prevents your magic from going through.
Okay.
Prevents physical and magical aspects going through.
Okay. What's that, Spig?
I was just gonna say, like, Ava will let her tunnel vision and prod at it. Just like who we came here with is made of the same stone. It's a living thing that was chopped apart, taken from its home, and then reassembled into this.
Sorry, I'm having quite a hard time trying to understand. You're saying a rock was alive?
Yes.
All rocks are alive.
There's just like, if you could have a cat loading gif for his face, that is his favorite. Now, he's trying to understand, and unfortunately, he just can't grasp it.
That was exactly the wrong thing to say. I know this, but
he looks like, okay, so living rock person taking from him whatnot. And there's just like another crash, and he's just not unfazed by the crash anymore. He's like focused on this and whatnot. It's not to the point.
Is probably Kozlok.
Aithley, I just want to point out, didn't feel the shaking from the room. Thin think the room collapsed, and there's no longer like a floor in that room right now. So
N is going to be chuckling in the corner, without giving any context, and Sin will walk to the next door.
fair.
So let's say, okay, so rock person tortured, taking strands of, you would say, flesh, so I guess rock in this manner, and you're saying that thing was built from it.
Essentially.
Don't think we have any laws protecting living rock, but then that begs the question: our connection with the lady of the wood, she would not be too impressed by that. That would probably and he takes his hand and whatnot, and like just currently thinking like these accusations would not lay claim with us, but due to our mutual understanding with the Lady of the Woods, this might be enough evidence to sway the magistrate. Looks to me too.
Regardless, even if there's no law protecting Kazakh or anyone like him, at the very least, I think that any logical person could acknowledge that Lord Glenn brought this upon himself.
Oh, without a doubt, I can clearly see that now. But understand from where I'm coming from, I deal with the law, and I can't do anything to the Lord for something that he was bought and sold legally by our church. Now, you might not be from around here, and you have different customs. As you would say, you may be able to. I could turn a blind eye to deal with some vigilante justice, if that's the correct term.
You are not.
His eyes are still clouded by falling snow, so he's still under the effect. You unclasp Halsey and test the wall. As you test the wall with Halsey, go ahead and give me a. Are you trying to like just tap it, or are you trying to attack the wall with it?
Investigatory right now. Just
okay. So go ahead and give me an investigation check with Halsey. Using Halsey as a focus point. Finnegan, what are you doing during you can do Arcana or Investigation. 16, got it. Finnegan, are you doing anything or just letting everything currently happen? Radical, you there?
Rip.
Forgot I was muted. Yeah, just I didn't say much, so didn't miss anything. But
yeah, just make sure that you're good and whatnot. With your 16 Arcana, Asana, you're tapping the wall. And with Halsey, let me look at the properties of Halsey again very quick, just so I can understand, because you might actually be able to break through with Halsey.
The magical axe of Winter's Bite.
Right, probably bio? No? Okay. I don't have it on here. Got it. Alright. Tapping it through, you think if you maybe struck the wall hard enough with Halsey, you could break it. However, you don't think maybe some form of magical effect. Something magical in nature has to break the wall. Whether it's that with Halsey or some form of spell, you feel like there is a certain way to get through it.
I don't know. Now, believe me, I know the rock is alive, and I would love to get this out as fast as we could. But it also could be keeping it imprisoned for a reason. It might be pissed off, and I don't know if we want to let that out quite yet. I'm just saying, you know, if we break the magical seal and it comes out swinging, I don't know if we'll be able to take it on.
Is this because of the way Kozlik treated you earlier?
Bishop Kozlik did another crash through the building.
I'm pretty sure. Did you see the guards downstairs?
Aren't the guards?
Okay, but I'm pretty sure that if it can take down that many guards on its own, and this one that's been molded to fight, I'm just saying. Maybe not the
Asana
wisest
here
decision.
can what's the right word? Communicate with it, just like they did with Kozlik. Probably, maybe. I'm curious to find out.
And
And we'll back up beside
as
the door.
Sin, basically, as you back up momentarily, Sin jumps out of the way, and Kali comes crashing through this door, looking around. At this point, Asana, you can clearly tell he is taking some nicks and cuts as there's chunks of rock missing from him. He's not hurt too much, but he has been injured.
See? Living rock.
Looking around.
Captain Longbottom. Here's your victim if you'd like to ask any questions.
Captain, that, and he at the first point as he saw the crashing thing, he had his shield raised to avoid like any further contact and whatnot because he got surprised and spooked, and he's now just slowly like looking over the shield towards Kozlik. You're telling me that the Lord Glenn was able to get a piece of rock from that?
While it was asleep, yes?
He puts it like, all right, I don't know what's going on here. I'm just going to simply say this is way above my pay grade. You do what you need to do here. I don't think I can talk with a rock.
I can translate for you if you'd like to ask questions.
What's his name again? We just said it. I know. But
Bartholomew Longbottom.
I just remembered bottom.
Bottom.
You would. What?
Oh my. So, I guess I will ask some questions. As he goes over to the rock. Greetings, rock creature. And at this point, Kozlik is actually like on the other side of the barrier, and he goes, and he saw him. That's my brethren. I can hear the voices. Wyatt,
Yes.
Wyatt. He kind of like pushes forward, and he's like stopped and whatnot, like magic, of course. And he sees this creature, Mr. Longbottom, kind of like, good day. Hello, can you sir, are you translating for me? He looks back to you, End.
What did Kozlik say? I just translate it, obviously.
All right.
But
So
yeah.
using you as you're active, make sure you're active. They start having a conversation where it goes basically, Mr. Longbottom is filled in on the entire day and whatnot, and pointing over at you. Suggestion lasts for how long, Asana?
8 hours.
Okay, plenty of time. Cool. Mr. Longbottom's filled up and whatnot, and I'm going to give a persuasion roll for Kozlik. He's going to try to persuade with his story for Mr. Longbottom. Suggestion helps with this be at advantage. Ten. So with Longbottom, Mr. Longbottom, like, all right, my jurisdiction has nothing here, but however, clearly this is your property. And he looks over to you, Eva. You're vouching for Mr. Kozlik? Yes, Mr. Kozlik. Do you vouch for Mr. Kozlik in case any for at least the laws of the town?
Asking me?
He's asking Eva.
Oh.
He's been mainly dealing with Eva.
That
I mean,
makes
you're
a
the
lot
one
more
who
sense.
you might have charmed him, whatnot, but he the more communicative one. He knows this Eva than you.
Mhm.
In a sense, I suppose.
Then I see no reason
Like
why,
you said, he is outside of your jurisdiction.
and I see no reason why I should interfere. Do what you need to do. Now, Asana, you've been testing with Tovli and whatnot, or some spell. Did you want to strike the barrier with Tovli?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, go ahead and make me an attack roll.
That's this button, I think.
All right, 27. All right,
So that's
cool.
yeah, that's not a bad hit.
Probably doesn't crit on 19 or anything like that, right?
No, tragically, I don't know how to make
Okay.
it do that. Otherwise, I would. I'd love that.
There should be probably a spirit point and whatnot that we can modify your weapon. With the damage and whatnot, you start striking it, and immediately there's a crack in the barrier. Now the barrier is not completely there. However, Kozlik sees that and follows your lead and will make his own attack roll. He is a siege monster, so if he does damage, he's going to deal double damage. 22 is going to hit the barrier. And with that, between your strike and Kozlik basically just taking both fists balled up and smashing it, the barrier around this creature drops. You all see a shimmering golden light just fade in the room, and the whole circle below it just goes out. There's still the markings and whatnot, but it's no longer colored or golden light. And people are able to pass through the barrier now. Upon immediately your connection with the whatever this statue is, this Burmlight golem, is attached again. However, as you try to tap on it, there is no consciousness in there. This is just solid Burmlight.
Okay, so it just needs to be subsumed by Kozlik.
Kozlik will look around, tap on it, and go to absorb it if he could. But he starts going around it, and his body actually gets rejected, and he slowly starts around like, this Burmlight's been modified with. Well, he looks to your weapon, probably, by human craft. It's no longer natural, and I cannot reclaim it. The emotional state from Kozlik, he was having a good time. Now he's actually a little bit saddened by this.
A little bit sado.
A little bit sado. If he,
yeah, understandable.
Longbottom's going around like, he's just going to take a step back. He doesn't know what's going on here, and he's still kind of charmed. Eva, you can hear the shuffling feet coming down the stairs as some of the guards from before are coming down from the right stairs. I apologize. The left stairs went up, or the right stairs went up, and the stairs that went to the right came from up here, not from over here. These stairs go upward. These stairs go downward.
Okay.
So they're coming down currently. 3 of them. They look at you like, yes, the captain, Lord Longbottom, said they were fine, and they're just going to go on the merry way downstairs past, not causing any trouble. Longbottom around. I would assume that this is what you came to claim. It's clearly there for you. I do not see my presence as long as I needed here. I should go reconvene with my men, I suppose. If you find the Lord of the State on your way, come find me. Obviously, there's questions that need to be answered. And he's going to leave and go downstairs at that point.
Also, I did put Talvi on my character sheet by my
Cool.
infusions on the It's in Spells, just because it's the only place I can really
Cool.
type out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now so Kozlik cannot subsume this.
Nope.
You say. Is it just simple stone now?
It is. Well, no. He goes on to explain. The Burmlight there, but the souls, my brethren, I fear that they've been consumed or forgotten, lost. I cannot reclaim them to be one with me anymore. So, basically, by that knowledge, she says, This is a Burmlite. This statue is made of Burmlite, but it's no longer living.
Mm-hmm.
Inanimate. You could maybe try to
Breathe life into it.
breathe life into it as you do, but there's also different.
Like I do.
There's also different crafting and, well, Asana, you are being of magic. Even Eva, if you wanted to sniff with the, oh, actually no, you changed that. Did you give Furbolgs detect magic still with your homebrew race?
No.
Okay, well, En and Asana, you can tell that.
It's this one.
Okay, thank you. You can tell that even though this isn't inanimate, there is some form of magical aura leaking off from it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a mixture of transmutation, and this might sting you a little bit, Asana, but there is a hint of necromancy to it.
Mm-hmm. I believe it was being prepared for another soul. Though I do not feel that it is in there yet. I will reach out, put my hand on it. My old statue will crumble, and I will attempt to breathe some life into this one.
Okay. As you try to go through breathe life into this one, I'm going to need you to give me a spell check, DC. Now, this is technically something out of your ability, but if you roll a high enough DC, you can do this. So basically, just give me a spell attack roll. Think that will give me, that'll use your, actually, you're proficient in your own magic. Go ahead and give me a spell attack roll. So, I don't know if you have just a spell attack roll. It's basically using your charisma, plus, what's your highest spellcasting stat? When you're using your strict, your college, your pack magic, is it charisma?
Mm-hmm.
All right, give me a
20.
Jade being Jade, and Jade rolls.
And just for the record, just because I want to point it out, I rolled a 20, and I also rolled a 1. And if that doesn't summarize me in general, like, I have a lot of luck. It's not all good luck, but I have a lot of it.
That's a way to do it, you know?
Jade being Jade.
Did you forget that I'm me?
Jade being Jade. Okay. Asana, you can tell as you go in, the statue starts to animate and whatnot. However, it's missing one thing. Now, every living creature has a name, and you can feel the collection of life trying to formulate something, but it's not connecting. What will you name this creature? As forming and now is moving. Just because I don't have an art similar to that, I'm just going to use another Kozlik to represent this creature for now. There's not two Kozliks, it's just here. Kozlik will have a pink. This one will have a blue. That way they're different.
Takaisin.
Takaisin.
Can you spell that out?
Certainly. No, that's a T, actually. I miss. Takaisin. It's Finnish for reclaimed, or that which has been brought back. It seemed correct.
Thank you. As that, I have the name written down. There. Cool. As you speak the words and everyone can understand what you think, Takaizen. The creature's eyes come to light with a brilliant red glow. And it basically stands up for what it would seem to be like hypnotized almost for a second, looking around. His eyes settle directly on you. You are you confused? You get the sense of the emotion confused, a little bit frightened.
This is natural.
Where am I? Where are we? He looks around. He turned around full 360 and he looks at you, Evan. He's kind of taking a step back. He bumps into Kozlik and he looks at Kozlik and takes another step back.
Takaisen, you are among friends in enemy lands.
What do you mean? And what he there's just a mixture of emotions going on as you can feel right now. Like I no what no
Take your time.
stop no stop, and you can hear there's actually different voices currently going on to Kaisen's head. It's not just his own. Different emotions are 10, maybe 15. Numerous other different souls are currently in his head going on right now. Stop no, and he starts grabbing his statue and Kozlik was like we'll start being like Medicine, I think you should. He's basically just gonna put like his right hand and just start pushing you back a little bit to step in front of you. Do you let that happen?
Absolutely. And I will hold on, I will do something else though.
Yep.
I am going to grant what is my actually is guidance my strongest? Hold on a second. One tick.
Yeah. As you're going through that, this creature, Tekaiden you've named, we're like, no, stop! And he actually lunges out and is going to smash the creature before there, just before fitting, and you are sprayed with a spatter of rock, whatnot, as the creature crashes into the wall. Doesn't break through it, but the rock that withered it was sent flying. Just kind of sideswiped it and without ease just shattered it. Now, with that, Finnegan, can I have you make me a dexterity saving throw to avoid the shrapnel of the rock?
Sure thing. This this escalated quite a bit. I mean, I expected it to, but like,
Yeah, I was about to say.
I don't mean to say I kind of called it.
You
but
saw it coming.
All right. With that, unfortunately, you do. Your head's not really liking rock today, Finnegan. No, you tripped over the bookcase into the stone wall, and now a shard of rock has just come and just clipped the left side of your head. You're now bleeding, and you have suffered. Sorry, not 3d4. I meant to do 2d4. You suffered five bludgeoning damage. A large piece of rock just kind of clipped you. Your left eye is currently dazed as blood has been now starts streaking down your face.
Is this thing so basically this thing is going feral, yes?
What you can gather is there are different voices in his head, and he's being overwhelmed. I guess maybe to translate, if a creature can have agoraphobia inside his own head, that's going on right now, basically.
So what combination of animal friendship and suggestion and guidance is needed to make this work? Because these are all things that are very much in my skill set.
Okay, so
Just tell me
I would
what I need
say
to roll.
the thing here, a creature was essentially at this point, I'm going to say NPD, as he's being afflicted with that, hearing voices in his head. That's a lot of things. I don't have the stat block fully made for this creature yet, but with what I'm going with, you're going to give, if you want to cast suggestion with a different voice in ongoing head, it's going to make a wisdom save. If it fails, you're then going to have to make me a persuasion check to basically shut out all the other voices, and so that way this creature can focus with magically enhanced, focus directly on you.
Hopefully,
if
long
not
enough that it can stabilize. That's my goal. My goal isn't a permanent solution with suggestion, because that is an alteration. My goal is
just temporary.
My goal is to give it enough sentience to grasp hold and regain itself. Right.
Okay.
I'm using this kind of to jumpstart it, and to help it center, if you will.
Okay. While you're doing this, Finnegan, you just got hit with a rock, and you're observing. Maybe I have no idea what's going on with your character. Eva, you moved over instinctively over to maybe protect Asana. What are the three of you doing here as Asana is trying to formulate her plan? What are the three of you immediately doing?
Um,
Stepping outside.
You're stepping
stepping
aside.
out.
Not dealing with this.
I have
I cannot
see
the
anymore.
Shadow Realm.
Yes.
You can
everything
sense the
exploded.
shadow. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to move you all over there. My bad. I'm checking another part of the map. That's my bad.
Yeah, I stepped outside, and Sin is going to go where I just was and watch what's happening.
Okay. If any, are you moving away?
Oh yeah,
All right, good move, you token.
he's
And
getting
then Eva.
he's out of there.
And Ava is, seeing as this is the only danger to anyone right now, she's going to move towards it and attempt to grapple and restrain it to some extent.
Okay.
So that it doesn't, like, destroy everything or hurt anyone.
Okay, so as you're trying to restrain it, go ahead and give me an athletic check. It's going to just give a strength check. So 14, beautiful. So as it's flying about, you're trying to get
my
a.
recap die.
All right. Go ahead and roll your
So
recap.
I don't even need to roll, I win now.
Right, right, because attacker David. All right, cool. So it would go to then. You have a sudden
Actually,
moment
no,
of.
it is defender, so I do have to roll it in case it's a win.
No. When it comes to grappling, going forward, I've decided I'm going to roll in. Well, you beat it anyway. If you did roll a 1 to match it, attacker would break through because I would set the DC basically as attacker winning through.
Okay.
All right. Either way, as it tries to sideswipe you, you get hold of both his hand and just give it a giant bear hug, pressing it into the wall. That way it can't do anything. Its head is still shaking and whatnot, trying to figure out it. And you can hear the cacophony of different grinding rock. It's not pleasant on the ears. However, Asana, you're hearing just crying out like, "Silence! Stop! No!" And as it's going through that, with that, it will make the wisdom save for suggestion, failing it, and with your persuasion check, beating the DC 18, Cosmic's over here trying to assist Eva, trying to. And with the assisting, it reaches out and just touches this creature on the forehead. As it's thrashing about, and eventually. Oh, sorry, go for it.
Can I just verify that it did in fact roll a 1 on its
Yes, it did in fact roll a 1.
I just have to check. Okay. Proceed.
It rolled a. As Kozlik puts his hand on the forehead of Takaisen, it immediately stops moving, and eyes go from a bright red more to a dull red. It starts going limp and no longer thrashing about. And then the eyes start getting clouded over, similar to Mr. Longbottom. Just slight snowy particles darting across the eyes as it's now it's fall under the spell of suggestion. And what are you suggesting?
Oh, I'm using. So my intention, and we can play this however we want it to go, but my intention was to use suggestion as the effect of a mind control sort of thing to stabilize it. Not for anything specific, but using the magic of suggestion, using the ability to influence this creature to give it the opportunity to begin to regain control and dominance in its own brain, in its own mind.
Right. And I will say that the suggestion is currently suppressing the other voices. The other voices have been suggested to calm and settle down,
so that it can learn to do it on its own.
And with that, Takaisen, after Kozlik has touched on the head, like, calm down. You're good. You are safe with Lady Asana. Miss Eva is fine too. She will not harm you. Your friends, Tom Young Takaisen.
I have no gauge of what's going on exactly, so just let me know when it's safe to let go, Lady Asana.
And basically everyone else other than N, Finnegan, Eva, you both just see thrashing about. Eva's pinning it down, and Sana's trying to assist. And Kozlik just simply put his hand on his forehead and immediately just stop thrashing about. That's all you're currently gathering. Finnegan, at least. Finnegan, you're having a really bizarre day today. Now, first of all, you were kidnapped. Then you're currently in a manor. There was a white fire. Someone just got disintegrated, like obliterated from this realm in that fire. Turns out the guy was mute and couldn't even talk. Almost Eva just took care of a no thing. It's just been a really bizarre day for you, Finnegan.
I'm having a normal one.
Well, this is all is going about. Finnegan, you've been pondering how it's been going on a weird day.
Yeah, he's like just holding his head where he's bleeding from and just.
However, you do hear the footsteps behind you. And coming down the stairs, which you and N will be. Unfortunately, Eva and Asana, I would say you guys are currently preoccupied. But coming down the stairs, it's not guards, because all the guards have gone down from the upstairs. After I say it was all clear. Finnegan, you see another white foot rope figure coming down the stairs. As he's coming downstairs, looking on at you and looking past the room. You can't tell what's going on his face. How do you react with another similar rogue figure?
Oh, how do I react? Given how Eva acted.
Okay, you're going to do as Eva acted? How so?
Oh yeah, just immediately pull out my rifle and fire.
Make the attack roll as Eva and Sonic. You guys, as you're currently dealing with Takaisan as he's now coming down from the initial panic. The loud struck of lightning, thunder even. You've heard the sound before, and you know where it's coming from. You look over. The thing has fired, and your ears are now just blaring from the being right next to the gun. 17 will hit. Roll your damage.
All right.
As there is a sudden gasp of pain. However, the sound of thunder jerks Taikaisen away, and the eyes go over. He's going to get another. The voices are going to get. Sorry, the voices, not Taikaisen necessarily. One of the eyes are no longer snowing, and it's growing a bright red. And coming from Taikaisen, Asana, you can understand. He is here. And he immediately darts over and looks over. Well, he doesn't dart away, but he immediately looks in the direction of where Finnegan fired. Finnegan, you deal 14 points of piercing damage. With that, this white robe figure is launched backwards onto the stairs. From his prone position laid back, as you're basically putting down the rifle to try to see if he's dead, slightly sits up. The right hand comes ablaze with white fire.
Yes.
Well, hold on. Before you do that, comes with white fire, and that's where we're going to end for tonight. Before the counterspell goes off.
Okey-doke.
With next time going to initiative finally.
I apologize for somewhat redoing your guys' progress, but I don't apologize for doing the action itself.
Oh no, that was amazing. That was actually perfect. With the amount of stress that your character's been under, 100% valid.
He's not even caring anymore. He saw the white robe and he saw red.
He's had a day.
Look, playing devil's advocate here. This entire town's had a whole heck of a day ever since you guys came back.
I don't see the problem.
My ears don't work anymore.
True, actually.
You just stood point blank next to a thing. If Finnegan's used to the noise, you're definitely not used to the sound of the boomstick.
Like, the worst thing is, N always shares senses. Listen, right?
Oh no, so
So
Finn.
I looked like I was nodding off. I was watching that.
You heard
I
Nico on
heard
that.
his gun slightly, right? So I come back, and just as I come back, the bang happened. I'm stun locked right now. This is awful.
I genuinely hope that everyone else is having as much fun with their character as I am, because I am having a blast.
I
right.
be vibing.
So I was Finnegan now.
So, no, that whole thumbnail that you made, Jade, with the
Yeah.
horizontal and the thing. Yeah, no, you guys for that 20 persuasion check further derailed. Okay, cool. NPC made on the spot. Let's go.
I mean, real talk though, that's on you for not expecting it. Expect me to throw as many wrenches in your plans as possible.
It was a DC 18. I'm like, no, there's no way. Never mind. Never mind. Now there's Burn-like golems. I have to make a. Now this creature isn't necessarily a Burn-like golem. It was just using code like to think. Next week I'm going to have a whole new stat block for Takaisen. There's Takaisen's feral, half feral right now. Kozlike's worried that he can't absorb his brethren from the Tricrine hive mind. There's a lot of shit going on in this little room.
Did you see the last? Oh, also I will say, just for the record, did you see this thing I put last thing I put in chat? I wrote that before you started to wrap up.
Takaisen, that he cannot physically answer that right now. The gunshot.
Oh right, no, same. And I will be sacrificing the first round, if not two, because of the fear of a gun. This is basically a PTSD trigger. This is a rifle, and Asana has not heard one since terrible things happened. So I will be skipping the first round, possibly two of combat next session, just so people are conscious of that.
I will make a note of that. I guess, actually, just for a mental reminder for everyone, I know you're probably going to write that down. I'm going to put the symbol here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I planned a lot more combat. Now what's going to happen? You guys were supposed to go combat right there, and then Stray's like, nope, get LeBron James from Multiverses.
That was
Jumped up, grabbed the man, just dunked him right into the water.
incredible. Look at Shock, you promised we'd have combat this session, I say as we immediately just circumvented every single possible opportunity of it.
Maybe I should have been a little more thing, but you guys were doing very plausible things.
No.
I mean,
No complaints. This was a delight.
No, I was debating whether or not to have the Captain Guard to attack Eva right away, but then I realized, wait, hold on, the Captain Guard is already suspicious of the Clan Banner. And when I fucking wrote him, yeah.
Hey, if it works, it works, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Look, I was rolling some dice IRL, and Kozlik has, defeated 30 plus guards already on his own. Burma-like Golem, go burr.
Mm-hmm. And now there's two of them.
Yeah, Tequila in my chat is mentioning a thing that's... It's true, it is a very Sprig thing to do when I'm playing a strength character, to just bully wizards.
True and it's true, and you should do it.
So, there was... I'm playing... Because, I'm playtesting my revised fighter in this game. I'm also playtesting my revised monk in Tequila's game. The very first, wizard we came across in an encounter... because the character I'm playing is a lot more brash, I suppose I'll say. We kicked open the door, there's a wizard at the far end of the room, and then the first thing she shouted, top of initiative order, "It's a nerd!" Just sprinted across the room.
That's
Just ignored
toxic.
everything else and ran down the wizard.
Alright. Please tell me you have Mage Slayer.
Nope.
Oh. I feel like Monk should probably take Mage Slayer. I'm just saying.
That makes it even better, to be honest. It's
Uh,
not a mage, it's a nerd.
The Nerd Slayer.
The real Mage Slayer is in your heart.
I love it.
And in their heart if you can get to it.
You know, this session was really fun. I'm actually more I'm kind of saddened you guys didn't get to the top level this session, but I'm excited to see your guys' reactions to up there at least.
Nice. Also, just for the record, my comment before about how D&D is more acting than system. How many dice actually hit the table today, right?
A lot.
There was nothing about today that needed D&D as a system. There was precious little that needed a system for it to exist. I just want to point that out because a lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people tie themselves to the system very heavily, and yeah, this was a fantastic example of a great session where a lot of cool stuff happened, and I think everyone got to do a lot of cool things. That was really dice independent, frankly. That was really system independent. That's all. I just wanted to mention.
I'm annoyed because I couldn't reinforce the wall like I did the door. They just went through the wall instead, and I started to cry.
Sorry, your arcane hawk's not stopping conflict.
Hey,
Somebody-
it's all
somebody-
good.
Somebody said something in Jade's chat that I do feel like we need to acknowledge. Kachuk's handling this like really well. Like,
Oh, yeah.
we're kind of throwing things out of left field, and then just
Look,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I want to point out, Finnegan, I started DMing for you back in what, 2020?
July 2020.
Look, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know who's more chaotic, that group or this group.
That is a good question. I feel like it's this group just because we literally skipped ahead.
See, but I want to say the other group only because that you have calmed down. This is your third time playing Finnegan, and Finnegan has calmed down a lot since he first started. I'm just saying.
He's dealing with a lot, give him a break.
Oh, yeah.
He's
First
calmed
time-
down until next session.
No,
First time
yeah,
around with Finnegan, he definitely would have just shot the golem.
I feel like Finnegan's about to snap, and it's gonna be amazing. But I think that honestly, I think Sprig and I are a unique sort of chaos. Like,
Oh, no doubt, the chaos caused by this campaign is completely different from chaos from the Sunday group where I have to deal with characters like Jadari or Philly. Basically, Sprig, because you remember Zod, you heard about the legend of Zaji. Jadari and Philly are Zaji like plus. So that's that group going through. They're doing their necromancy stuff. The other Friday group just started, and that's the whole character where you have Rick the Bardling, you have Mini Diablo. Sprig Jade, you played with Mini before.
yeah, good bean.
Very chaotic and whatnot in nature for his characters. He's playing still as creepy as the character that he did like Ventus, creepier if even. And I have people.
Very much.
There's other players in there that I know Teo Sprig. Not really people know him. And then just my Saturday group that is not streamed that I've been playing for 2 years. Now they're chaotic, very dramatic, and just all the different chaos and gaming. To answer your question, Pebble, I feel like I'm handling the chaos just because I'm not handling it. I'm just used to dealing with it. It's not handling. You kind of at this point. Your sessions are gonna be chaos. Just go with it. Just go with it.
I give to DMs is almost always do not prepare a specific plot line as much as you prepare a world, and because that world is what's important to the players, because the players don't know your plot. The players, and I think that it really is telling how much that Kashak has done that, because if Kashak hadn't fleshed, if Kashak had only fleshed out the world insofar as one session ahead, you would have been absolutely flummoxed after the first, after introductions, and I think that it's frankly very effective, very visibly effective, that you are not that you are able to make these adaptations to what's going on, because you know enough about the world to say, oh, here's how the guard would act. The guard was already suspicious of the manor. That is world building that you had already decided upon coming into play. You made a world rather than just making a story.
Well, to further counter that, I have been working on Luminion since 2018, so
And it shows.
yeah.
I have a similar style of a piece of advice that I give is build like Legos. Instead of building like, your one contiguous piece story, make a whole bunch of little parts that all work independently to some extent, that you can then pick up and move around or put down wherever they need to be and have them work however they need to work.
That's actually exactly my DMing style. I don't.
Hmm.
I want to actually. Coming up next month, I'm gonna do a tabletop game master workshop. I have to change the title and whatnot because of all the LGL and whatnot. I'm going to do a workshop with that because I want to bring on my dungeon master from Wednesdays, and I want to show people his DM style. We're just as chaotic of the group in Wednesdays, but he's an over prepper. He's prepared all these different storylines because he knows how chaotic we are. So he has like 30 different outcomes for one scenario. Whereas,
Oh.
as Sprig, you mentioned, where we mainly do Legos and we can improvise more, not necessarily whatnot. It's two different DMing styles. I want to be able to just sit down and talk with him, so people can watch. And I would love to bring out other people who have DM'd Jade, Sprig, Ailey.
Sorry, go ahead.
Ailey, you were starting to DM a little bit, but we didn't get through that. I would just like to get like a group of like 5 to 6 different people and just like talk about their GMing styles, and just compare notes with each other, because there's so many different GMing styles to be an effective GM style, to be an effective game master.
Mm-hmm. If your style is Legos, I would say my style is jazz. I don't know what I'm going to do until the moment. I improv as a GM. But I create the world. I know the world back and forth, up and down, left and right. And I will prepare multiple encounters that I can scale the level on before the game. But wherever the characters go, that's where the plot's going to be, and whatever the plot is going to be what the characters are most interested in when they get there. You know what I mean? So that's my style. It's less Legos and more watercolor. It's more this improvisational style, which has its pros and cons. Obviously, I'm not afraid to every once in a while, not often, every once in a while, I will give a trap or a puzzle to the players without a solution, and let the players figure out what the solution is. Because when the players figure out the thing that seems like it's the best solution, it's like that's going to be the one that's correct, because that sounds the most interesting.
Well, now I know what to do whenever Jay DMs.
Yeah, seriously.
Throw spaghetti at a wall and float sticks.
If I'm DMing, be entertaining. The more entertaining you are, the better of a DM I will be, because I will play off of your interest, and B, the more it's going to fit with my style. Yeah, be interesting, and that will fit my style well.
God, I have to be chaotic gremlin. Blompo's coming back 2.0. Only Jade knows Blompo.
But on that note though, you're awesome. In different styles of DMing are not better, right? My style. I'm never going to claim that my style is better or any at all. My style is simply my style.
That sounded somewhat intimidating, but
No, I mean,
my
What's-
style is my style.
I meant it more the opposite of that. My style is not
I
necessarily.
don't
for
know.
everybody.
I sort of like the unwavering confidence.
You know what? Maybe I should double down on that. Okay, you know what? Commit to the bit. My style. You can't have it. No, but
Prodigal, give me a thievery check to try to steal Jade's style. DC's like 40, so you can't make it. Sorry.
There's so much to steal, though. So much style.
Yeah, more or less what I do is like the players express an interest in going to a place to deal with a thing. Say they want to go to my Tuesday party started out, it was like there's this big festival at a city far to the north. We want to go to that festival. Just period. We wanted to go to the festival, so it's like, okay, well, I'll plan around the festival. I'll make like a tournament that they can take part in. I'll make like a bunch of summer games that they can take part in, and there's gambling, and there's subplots, and there's a bunch of characters that are all present. And the different characters all have their own little story, like subplot kind of thing. And then my players went, they did the tournament, and then they left.
oh no. That
So I
reminds
just went, you know what? A bunch of these people traveled here from elsewhere, so now they've gone home. And their stories are just where they are now.
there was an old was an old something awful goon for many years. There mostly just the tabletop forums, because the tabletop forums were fantastic. But there was a thread called the Tao of GMing, and it was people giving GM advice. And I want to bring this back. I want to bring this back as a series of shorts, but people giving GMing advice in the format of old parables, or a student goes to the master and says, "Master, I have this encounter planned. The characters will go to the church. These ninja will burst through a giant stained glass window, and and this encounter will begin. But the players will not go to the church." The master says, "Keep the encounter. All you need for the encounter is for the players to be indoors, and have in a building with windows. Everything else, you can adapt." It was that kind of format, and I want to bring that back. And that just reminded me of that particular one, because that was one of my favorites of it.
So what Kushak you're saying is that there's going to be combat next
It's going to be
session.
combat.
You have summoned the buck.
To be
Yeah, if I look into the voice chat and see grilled cheese, there's definitely combat next session. Of course there's grilled cheese in there.
all right.
Where else would we put it?
To your credit, though, there's only 3 of them in there.
I'm
You know-
working on it.
It's a fun bit, but it's
I know.
honestly more effort than it's worth to spam with grilled cheese.
True.
You know what? The funny part is, I actually
It
have.
was great the first couple of times because he didn't know what to expect scrolling through it. So he just have to scroll down 1 or 2, see grilled cheese, another 1 or 2, more grilled cheese, another 1 or 2, more grilled cheese. But now he sees grilled cheese and he knows it's all grilled cheese.
It's grilled cheese all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
And the fun fact is, I have the ingredients that actually make a grilled cheese in my house. I'm making a grilled cheese tomorrow. Why? Because of how I've been tempted by all of you.
Because we have corrupted you.
Ah.
We
Yeah,
have
on that-
incepted the thought into your brain.
That nat 20 though.
Hmm.
On that note,
Oh.
I think this is where I'm going to end my stream as an archive of the game. We will do more game dev streams and GMing streams in the future, but I want to thank everybody for joining. This has been an absolute delight, and hope that you have a wonderful evening.
Good night,
Cheers,
Jade's chat.
Good night, Jade's chat.
Night,
Good
night.
night.
Bye.
Yo.
Yeah.